Good day, everybody. Alana, how's it going? Hey, Jake. I hope you're doing well over on Twitch. I am doing well, thank you. Happy Monday to everybody. Hope everybody's doing good. I hope everybody had a lovely weekend. Mine was rather busy, actually. Almost feels like I didn't have a weekend at all. Feels like this is like a Thursday. It's like a random ass Thursday or something. But that'll be good. Okay, so a couple of things. The rocket fuel factory is pretty much done. Well, pretty much almost done. It's not entirely done. It's very close though. Let's flush it out quickly because I've got these temporary tanks set up here. Just to make sure everything is good, and these guys fill up pretty damn quickly. So design, as you can see here, is so that's all. That's a temporary pipe. I think we've got our vehicle bug is back, where the vehicles just stand still unless you load something in. And I don't think we don't have a vehicle path here close by. So the way to fix the bug is to grab a truck that we have over there, load any path, and you can fix that bug. Yes, it is from Epidemic, and it's quite a nice song. I wonder if I should. I'm just going to quickly make a little path here. Quite an annoying little bug. We use it for our Halloween contest, Doug, over on the Twitches, on the Twitchness. Yeah, it's a good song. And let's stop there and then just say, where is that? What the hell is it? Oh, wait. Let's try that again. I've never saved it, that's why. Ooh, what am I doing? Oh god, this is not gonna go well. Come on, you little truck, go! Climb onto it! You've got 6 freaking wheels, use any one of them. Oh, damn it. Hold on a second, guys. This is one of those days. It's a freaking Monday. Okay, let's try this again. Because the thing with that bug is the vehicles are going to be constantly... They're all essentially stuck now, which is kind of stupid. Alright, let's just get back to that one. I almost forgot how to use this vehicle feature, even though I use it constantly. I'm just going to write it off to Monday brain. Okay, let's save this one quickly. So the reason I'm doing this now, which is a complete waste of time, is I just need to do that. I need to say load, and now all the vehicles will be driving again. Let me hide the resources. And I think these vehicles are saying they're out of fuel, but they're still driving. What the hell? So you can see now all the vehicles are driving again, even though I had like deadlocks. So that will be set in a second. Let me just hide this again. So yes, coming back to where we were. We did a little fuel plant here. We kind of wrapped it around with the red lights. It's been chugging along quite nicely. I just want to quickly finish up the roof here. And like I said, and it's not 100% done yet, completely done yet. We've got this little sign up here. We've got our lights in here. I still need to do a little bit of signage in here, and then got a little skylight in there as well. So all these are good now. Let's go downstairs. So this is our temporary pipe, the red one, because I haven't set up anything yet. And like I said, I still need to. So remember the last stream, if I can fly, this was all arched. Now the reason, for those with eagle eyes, this is looking a little different, which it is. It's same but different. Is that I don't know if you've noticed, but we're not in the experimental branch anymore. because I realized that if I'm in the experimental branch, I can't really share this file to all my patrons, and my world save is one of the perks. And then I thought, okay, well, I'll just quickly downgrade and then just load the game up. Oh right, Satisfactory isn't backwards compatible with updates. Alright, so I'll just make a mega print of it, and then I'll just load the mega print in. Oh no, that doesn't work. The Satisfactory isn't backwards compatible, even for mega prints. Which means I spent the weekend and I rebuilt all of the swamp area. All the way from there, kind of a thing there, all of this, and to build again. So I went on to my last save, which was shared with my patrons, which was when I finished off phase 4, and we started over there. So I spent probably about maybe 2 days in total to rebuild all of this. I got as close as I could, and that's why we don't have supporting you anymore, because I haven't had time to put them down. But the good thing is, we're actually a bit, from the last time that I streamed, we're actually a little bit further ahead than where we left off, which is good because I do want to move on. So all these little details here, you can see I'm missing some red lights, some red lines in there. I'm going to do all of that, but I'm going to do that on my own time. And let's just see, why is the sky yellow? Okay, so I'm just not using it all up. You guys, let's just see here. Okay, so everything's running fine, it's just those canisters get filled up pretty quickly. So what are we actually going to do now? We're going to start figuring out where the hell are we going to put our rocket fuel thingies. Can you not fly up here? You have enough juice. Okay, good. So first of all, we need to make the blueprint for it. So I think I'm going to do the blueprints like right over there. We'll just chuck down a blueprint maker and then do that quickly. Then once the blueprint maker is done, I'm kind of like at the same time I need to figure out where the hell we're going to put it all, like the tower. And some things that I want to keep in mind is I've got this tower set up here so I can see the resources. No, it needs to be that one. And we might have to come back and grab some resources from here. So I just want to keep that in mind that we've got these geo nodes. I definitely need to tap all of these geo nodes and add that to my train power grid. But I need to see if I need any resources from here. I need to be able to access it. So we've got a couple of, what's this, iron ore, copper, obviously bauxite is plenty here, so I might need to grab the bauxite from here. So we need to kind of like just think ahead on how we're going to handle that in the future. Because I might need to have a train station or something extra here in case we need to grab those supplies and move it over to the Pink Forest, which I don't know if we need to. I need to double check my Satisfactory modeler, but I'm pretty sure at some point we're definitely going to need that. But for now, the first thing we're going to do is see how are we going to build 40 fuel generators in total. And I was thinking we can do kind of like a circle, or let me use blocks and I'll explain like this. This is going to be easier. So the idea is to have actually let's do it on the blueprint maker because I want to show you guys something like faster. Okay, so let's say you get a fuel generator. So let's say this is a fuel generator. So I want to place one there, and place one there, and there, and execute, and then one over there. Then we can have 4. So if we want to do 10 here, or 20, because I want to do 2 towers for the 40 generators. So we'll have this one. I'm just going to save it like that. And then when we do the next tower, or the next 4, I want to put them on here. but I want to rotate them. It's not going to allow me to do it. Damn it. So we're going to put it up here, and then I want to rotate it a little bit, and then the next one's going to come on, sit on top of this one at that angle, and we're basically just going to repeat that and twist them all the way up. So put down 4, so it's going to be 4, 8. You're going to need 5 of these stacked up to do like a turn for the one tower. Then right next to it, so when those towers, why do I have no power here? Oh, really? Come on. It is a bloody Monday today. Let me grab some power from somewhere, because it's gonna keep happening. And you can see I still got like a lot of wires and stuff around here, which I still need to sort out. But I'll probably do that off screen just because it's quite tedious. So I just need to quickly do this, otherwise I'm going to keep falling. There we go. Alright, so what I'm trying to get at, let's say this is the one tower now. So it's going to go up, and it's going to turn, and it's going to do this 5 times. Like that. Then the other tower, I want the other one to kind of like come across. And the top 2 need to link up. So we're going to have like a little bridge across. So let's say this little beam is the bridge. It's going to link the 2 towers. Then I want to go down, but when I go down with the other side, the other 20, I want to turn the opposite direction. So it kind of looks like that then. So the what? Did I do the other way around now? I did. Hold on.
A new follower emerged.
So this
G-Burrs just followed.
Will then go this way, and this way, and this way, and this way. We got a new follower, G-Burrs. Thank you so much over on Twitch. Appreciate the follow, my man. Right, so the one tower is going to go twist up this way. The other tower is going to twist up the other way. And then the top 2 are going to be lining up. So you can see the bottom ones obviously won't line up because we don't have enough stacks. Bare minimum over on Twitch. And so it continues. It surely does, my man. It surely does. So we're going to be focusing on the towers though. So we're going to be doing blueprinting. And then we've got over on YouTube, hey Jake, from is that Nidmarker Hop? Nice, interesting name. Nidmarker Hop. Anyway, so we're going to be doing like these little twisty ones. In order to do the twisty ones, we need to make a blueprint. Clear out this, which can house a fuel generator. But we need to make this blueprint so that this will be a quarter of one of these segments here. So effectively, actually, we can demonstrate that. So one blueprint is going to be like that. The other blueprint will have to kind of like fit in there. And then the other blueprint, so you guys get the idea. Like the one floor is going to be stacked with 4 of these guys. Twisted Power Tower, the TT Towers. TT Towers. Avada over on Twitch. We're going to make TT Towers. Anyways, so yeah, the fuel generator, this bad boy, we're going to have 4 of them stacked up. But the thing is, I want an elevator to be in the middle as well. So in fact, these guys is going to be more like this, kind of like spaced out a little bit more. Just to give you guys an idea of what I kind of like have in mind. So we're going to have to space them out a little bit, make it so that they kind of like snap together. And then we're going to have an elevator in the middle. And the elevator, remove these, it's going to go all the way up. And it's supposed to be able to, so when you get up here, it will face this one. There will be an elevator, and this one will go up and face this way. So that's quite easy to do once you have the blueprints ready, because all you need to do is just turn them so they face each other. So you build the one tower up. Let's take a drink here, hold on. That's nice and cool. So you build the one tower up, and then you kind of like go across, and then you build the other tower. And I'm not going to work out how to twist them so they meet up at the top. I'm just going to build from here to there, build the bridge kind of across, like very rudimentary one, and then go down again. It's going to be easier. But today what we're going to do is we're going to be building these guys in the blueprint maker. so that they can snap nicely together. And ideally what you want is, because you're doing 4, you kind of want this one to twist a little bit. And it doesn't want to. Let's force it to do that. So this was the base. I wanted to do be like that. Now I can put the blueprint, or now I can put this little thing on top of it. So we're going to build it like that, so that this side can then snap to the next blueprint on this side. And we can just go around. And we have one, and we're going to go up and up and up and up. The other requirement is going to be that you need to be able to traverse this blueprint. I don't just want a blueprint that's just going to be towers smashed together with pipes and everything. You need to be able to, so we can have an elevator in the middle, but you're going to be able to stop off the floors. There'll probably be like some sort of, I don't know if there's going to be like a larger floor, we don't really need one. But you need to be able to get out of the elevator, then walk around this machine as if you need to come service all of these engines or whatnot. So we can add that little snake in the grass as well to make things a little interesting. So yeah, I think let's start doing that, and we'll see how this is going to work out. It should be interesting. So let's grab our first. Let's just do like a little foundation here, kind of like our base to work off of. I'm just going to lift this guy up by 1. So let's see. Linux Freebird, first time chatter over on Twitch. Hey everybody. Hey, how's it going? I hope you are doing well on this Monday. For me, Monday afternoon. Whoops. I don't want to do that. Okay, so this is going to be the basis for 1/4 of it. Come on. Come on. Now, I think what we'll do is this will face kind of inwards. Let's just see how big these things are compared to that. Okay, so it's essentially slightly smaller than a standard foundation, or like a 3x3. So what we need to keep in mind is that we need to have the fuel needs to come into the tower, obviously, but I don't want the fuel just to come from the bottom and just be splitting off. To avoid any kind of flow issues, I'm going to have all the water go up, or all the fuel rather, go up first, and then once it's up, I'm going to then circle it down, then essentially gravity feed all the machines. So you only need to really have the pumps just push one fuel pipe up, going all the way up. Let's double check something quickly before we continue. So I'm going to show you guys the modeler. Let's switch over to that. There we go. And then over on Twitch, Linux. Any chance you can turn up your voice volume and turn down the game sound so we can hear you better? The game sound? The game sound is quite low. Do you want me to turn down the music a little bit? Alright, so I'm going to turn the music down a little bit. I'll jack my voice up some. Alright, I'll move the mic a bit closer. Let me know if that's any better. Oh yeah, music is too loud. I'll turn down music a little bit. Game sound is quite low actually. Anyways, so bare minimum effort over on Twitch. I usually can't wrap my brain around making blueprints walkable. I've built blueprints that connect side by side and also stackable though. Oh yeah, I think it's the music. Okay, cool. Well, I'll show you how I do it, and then maybe you can get some tips and tricks off it. Okay, so we got 40. So let's do this, and we'll do 20, 20. What? Oh, I've got this priority split here. Let's just remove that for now. Let's just do a straight up split. Splurger. You go that side. You go that side. Why are you guys doing that? Oh, this is because the one doesn't have a clock. That's why. There we go. Okay, so we got 200 fuel coming up, so that's easy. We can use like a normal pipe and just kind of pull it up. So we only need one pipe to do these 20. So let's switch back, and we could, you know, the central column could be separate. So we'll have for one floor, we're going to have the 4 corners. So you're going to have a machine there, machine there, machine there, machine there. I think together we can try and make them in shape that's kind of like, how can I explain it? Let's do it like this. So what I have in mind is to kind of do it like this. These pillars actually work quite well as a demonstration. So we'll have the elevator shaft in the middle, and then these guys. So is this called an octagon? I think it's called an octagon. Crowax, hello, have a good stream. Thank you so much. We'll try. So this is kind of like the shape that I'm going to go for. And the whole idea, obviously, is to make the guys, or to make all of these prints snap together. So I'm just going to go all the way around so you guys get it. So I think that's octagon shape, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 angles. Oh, 8 corners. Yeah, so keep that in mind when we do this one. So that's why I turned it 45 degrees, because I'm going to use the straight edge here to snap the other one too. So the first thing we want to do, we want to just get a working example of this going. So let's work. I have no idea if this is going to work, but let's just work off this corner right here. So I'm just going to put this guy there. Okay, he's aligned now. So we can do better than that. Let's do this. I need this to be diagonal. Why am I... Hold on. I'm being... Let's just... Sorry, let me do this right from the beginning. Otherwise, I'm just going to struggle here and waste our time. Okay, so... This is going to be the snapping side. Let's do it like this. We'll do 3 there. And just because we don't know better yet, I'm just going to put this on this side as well. This is probably way too big size-wise. And I want to now go over here. So that's 4. And I'm going to rotate this bad boy. So I can get that edge alignment going there. Although that's probably not even needed. I'll put this one down there. That should be equally apart now. It looks like it is. Alright, so this one's going to go out. So we need 3 by 3, as we saw earlier. And then those are going to be our snapping edges. So let's just take this, the Jenny. Why does it keep doing that? Come on. There we go. So fuel pipe or fuel inlet into the middle. So that guy lines up perfectly now. And I'm actually going to push it back so we can give ourselves a little bit more room. So something like that. Because remember, we also need to have an elevator in here. And the elevator, I believe, is 1 square size. So let's double check that. So you see it's one square. And then because we're going to be twisting, so if you look here, you can see all the twisty corners. You need to be able to, you need some clearance around the elevator. So something in the lines of, let's say we put this guy down here. And we grab this platform, we're going to do like half of one. This needs to be able to go around all the way. Because that's how I'm going to connect to the other floors. So if you have this around it, we can then do like a catwalk to go onto it at like, even if it's like 45, you still got some room to maneuver with. So we need about that clearance. So if you look from the center outward, you need about, so we're going to need a 2 by 2 to fit in the middle here. So at the moment you can see we've got 1.5. So we might even push this out a little bit to give us a, is it a 2 by 2? Let me just double check that. No, I'm lying. Yeah, it's 2 by 2, but we need one foundation width per quarter, because this is going to be 1/4 of the tower. So this is where the elevator is going to be. In fact, the elevator is going to be like this, but with the stuff around it. So we've got a little bit of room, and then we've got space for the pipes to come through as well. So that's going to be the section which is reserved for the elevator. So I don't think we can fill up anything here. All right. I hope this so far still making sense. Let's get this guy. So I'm just thinking how. So we got pretty big. Planning to experiment with 1.2 tomorrow. Yes, I will be. I'll switch over to it. So we're going to do a 1.2 stream for sure. We won't be in this world. We'll be in a blank world, and we're going to be playing around a little bit. So yes, absolutely. Like I had such a hectic weekend, I almost forgot about that. It's a good thing you reminded me now. So this is quite big for this area. Like if you put them together, they're going to be. We could squish them up a little bit to the left hand side, but I think before we do anything, let's save this blueprint and just kind of slam them together and see what they look like. So we'll call this fuel tower test. I want Twitch Rebirth, yeah, just message a little bit too long. My auto moderator is just freaking out a little bit because she wanted to say something. Alright, let's put these next to each other and just kind of see what's going to happen. I want to just, where can we do it? I'm wondering, let's do it above this one, just because it's already been cleared and I don't want to clear here unnecessarily unless we have to. So we're going to take this bad boy. The tower's almost going to be the size of this factory by the looks of things. So let's push this one out. We know where the center of this building is because I've got a skylight right there. I'm going to go up a little bit. And then as you can see, I can already see this is way too big. Come on, snap to the side. There we go. So you can see we can already, like if I push this all the way in, there's going to be plenty of space to do things. But like I said, there might even be too much space. Bare minimum over on Twitch again. Just make it back up and try it on your own game. We could. I'll have a think about it after stream, and we'll do one of the two for sure. Okay, so now you guys can get like a much better idea of how this is going to go. So I think we can basically, because we moved it in, we can have half sections in here over on the blueprint maker. So let's actually do that now. And then Linux, thanks. I was worried I would have to rebuild everything from scratch. Oh shit, sorry, I didn't read your message before earlier, Linux and Twitch. Any chance you could try my save in experimental 1.2? I can try your save. Yeah, I see that now. Let's half these ones quickly. Because as we just saw, we don't need this much space. Probably don't need to go all the way out to there either. Let me just delete like this. Oh, Linux, I think you're like there's no context for what you're trying to say there. I think he's referring to a message that he sent earlier about he wanted me to have a look at something, and I said I'll check it out after the stream, and then he said no, it's on experimental, and I was like, well, there's no backwards compatibility for experimental, which is why I had to rebuild all of this in 2 days, because I built this in experimental on stream, and then I went, oh shit, I shouldn't be in experimental because I can't share my save file, and I had to rebuild all of this because it's not backwards compatible. That's how I realized that. Anyways, but that's that's a discussion. It's got nothing to do with the screen at the moment. Right, so if we... Let me just check something here, because if we put it this close together, what I'm trying to do, I want to, as you can see, I currently overlap them, so I don't want them to overlap. Wait, hold on, let me just load the original one, because I'm losing focus here. Oh yeah, that's right. So we squish those two together. So let's just remove. Come on. I'm just going to remove these sections and just kind of like what I did over there. I'm just going to make sure it doesn't overlap. Just because, yeah, it's unnecessary. Grab this guy and then these two. And we'll go like this. Come on, play with me. Just do what I want you to do. That's all. Okay, so this guy needs to go. So what's that? Let's do it from the side rather. Save myself. Calculation. There we go. And then this one's gonna move up then to there. Take this one out. Right, so now we've got this little edge poking out. Let's see if we can sort this one out quickly. So obviously nothing that I'm doing here is going to be final. This is all just kind of like experimenting a little bit to see what the design will be like eventually. Right, so we'll just keep it like this for now. Let's save this one now. And right, so we don't need to replace these because that blueprint's not going to do exactly what this one is doing right now. If I'm not mistaken, let's double check that. There we go. So if we place this one back in here, it should line up like this. There is a discrepancy. Because I didn't account for something. Which is why I'm testing things. Hold on, why is this different? So it needs to be there. Oh, I see. Is that right? Just snap over there. So it's actually now, yeah, it's a little smaller now. So let's replace all of these. And being a little smaller isn't a bad thing. Just want to make sure, 100% sure that we've got enough room before we commit to any particular design. And then we can, once we know what we want and we're sure about it, then we can start dressing it up and making it look nice. So we can either have it like it is now, which isn't too bad. I think this is going to get a little tight with pipes going down here, because remember your elevator is going to twist as it goes up. So if I do it like this, so I'm just testing something else now as well. So come on, snap to the side. Okay, let's do it like this. You guys will see now what I'm doing here. Alright, so now this is actually slightly bigger. I think this is, we can have more room doing it like this. So I just kind of like moved it out before I kind of have these overlapped. But there we go. That's essentially what I want to have. So I think this design is going to be fine. And we then need to get this corner essentially to meet up with that corner. So let's just see what this is going to look like. This is kind of what I want to do now, and you'll see it's right on this line here. So we can basically, we need to take half of that section off there on both sides, and then just link up the corners. So let's go do that now. So this needs to go. Actually, we can do this. Hold on. So that should now get to this corner. We do it like that. Okay, that's close enough on the edge. Okay, now let's get it perfect. What I'm going to do is rather going to keep this precise. So we'll go, should we go? Right, so we're going to go for that little corner bit there. Let's take this section out again. And we want to work just essentially duplicating it from the other side. This one's going to go up to there. Just trim this edge off again. Let's just make sure we got the other side the same. Alright, now that we're on that corner, let's get these bits all to line up. So I'm going to do the little beam trick. Let's go from there to there. Take this guy out. Onto the beams corner, and now just nudge it in 4 and across 4. That will then line up that corner perfectly. Take this guy out. Same over here. There we go. So now we can see these corners are now meeting up nicely, so quite happy with that. We'll do Farouk over on YouTube. Welcome. Saying hello. Right, so let's we'll have these guys overlap. Right, so now we've got I think the basic shape of what we want to do. We might even come in here on the sides or something like that, but this is kind of like, this is something we can work from. So our elevator is then going to be, once all the corners meet up, our elevator is effectively going to be right here. So I think that's going to give us enough space to go around to do what we need to do. Okay, so the next step is, let me just get everything lining up nicely, because this might help us attach things to the foundations. I should line up now. Hold on, this guy needs to go. And we're just going to leave it bare like this for now. That's all fine. I'm going to fill in the gaps later once we know exactly what we're going to do. But this is the basic shape for now. Now let's go put it together over here and just see what it looks like as one piece. Alright, take that guy out. That one needs to go right next to it. There, and what? Snap to it. Alright, so there's our kind of like an octagon shape that I was going for earlier. Farouk's over on YouTube. How's it going, champ? Doing pretty well, thank you. Just trying to get rid of our Monday brain fog, but otherwise we're doing good. We're building power towers, like literally power towers, fuel generator towers. Okay, so we need that snapping point in the middle, of course. That stack will be crazy high. It's going to be high. I don't think it's going to be crazy like that thing at the back there, but it's going to be pretty high. What we can do is we can get rid of these corner pieces, so we can kind of like have this inlet going in. So I think let's do that, and then we got podcast with a raid of 21 people. Welcome, guys. Welcome, everybody. Pod, how's it going? Hey, yeah, there we go. First time chatter. Glad you can raid. Glad you can pop in. And welcome to everybody that's joining us from the raid. Glad to have you guys here. We are building a blueprint for a 20 high rocket fuel generator.
P.O.Pack just followed.
Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. And then we got Fing over on Twitch as well. Hi, Jakes. And we got an autosave. Hold on. Popcack saying awesome builds. Thank you. I appreciate it. Likewise. All right. So we say we want to trim off these little bits here because we want to shape the tower a little bit now. So just for everybody joining us, I'll give you guys a quick overview. So we are in the swamp. As you can see, it's extremely dreary. It's and we've got coming from every which other way. We've got a bunch of stuff to be bringing in by trains. We've got some water over yonder being produced. It's all going to go into this factory, which is producing rocket fuel for us. In fact, I can quickly pop in here and show you guys. If I can actually get into the door, that will be handy. So we got these. This is doing fuel, diluted fuel, if I'm not mistaken. And those two then go back to this one. This is doing rocket fuel, both of those. And then coming down to the logi floor at the bottom, we've got. Don't worry about this pipe. This is a temporary pipe because I haven't set up my tower yet. And this is our logi floor. We've got a little bit of work to do. So this temporary pipe needs to find a home, and I still need to lift up these so I can go into my server room, and I'll quickly show you the server room. Here we go. So there's our servers that we built. We still need to fill out all of these to finalize the rocket fuel place or the rocket fuel factory, and we can pop out here to the reception. That is still a little bare at the moment, but we're getting there. And back out to the parking area, and nice little circle we made for our vehicles to pop in. You can see them over there. Just lining it up so I can measure it out. Popcap, gotta raid and run. We'll catch you later. Cheers, dude. Thank you so much for the pop in, for the raid, and for the messages. Appreciate it. Anyway, so once this factory is 100% done, all the fuel is going to come out here. We are currently got a little temporary setup below here, just so I can make sure everything is running smoothly. And so far, it seems like everything's running fine. So now we need to build our towers in a blueprint form and then decide where we're going to put it. And I don't really know yet, but I'm focusing on just doing the towers. And the idea that we have is to do a shape like this, but obviously going all the way around. And we're going to do only 40 towers, or 40 fuel generators. So it's going to be 4 per floor. So we're going to have 4 on this floor, 4 on this floor. And this is essentially the building that we're going to go for. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then it's going to be like a sky bridge going across, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going down. So 4 fuel generators per floor, and we got 20 floors there. Now we got 5 floors. That's going to be 20 on this tower and 20 on this tower. So that's currently what we're working on.
A new follower
over
emerged.
Here, we just
Bam
testing
underscore
out
just followed.
to see if it's looking good or not. And we got a new follower as well. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Bameke, if I've got that right. I probably butchered your name entirely. Anyways, okay, let's quickly save this and then slap it there on the test bench. And the reason I'm building on top of this building is there's power and there's an open area. And I don't really want to break down the swamp unless I really have to. I like to kind of work with nature instead of destroying it utterly. Okay, so this is our new design. And the thing about this tower is this needs to be fully walkable as well. So in the middle we're going to have an elevator, and then from the elevator you'll be able to climb off the elevator and then walk preferably around the machine, kind of like either this level or that level. And then there will be a second catwalk that's going to snap to this one, because what's cool with these guys is you can snap these little catwalks on, or you can snap them onto here. I'm not 100% sure how we're going to utilize it, but that's pretty much the idea. To do maybe like another catwalk to go around. And yeah, so we're just testing a bunch of things. So anyways, coming back to this design, I think this is not too bad. So just for visual aid, elevator is going to be over here. And you can kind of fill these guys out a bit more, but I would prefer not to have like solid floors everywhere, because it would be nice to be able to just kind of like see through it and have like gaps everywhere, and then we can almost justify all of our catwalks we're going to have in there. But I think the overall design is good. We just need to figure out, so I wanted the blueprint also needs to be able to auto connect entirely. The only thing we won't be able to auto connect is going to be the power. So what we'll do is on the blueprint somewhere we'll have a central point. Probably just going to have this guy like something over there, and then the central column will bring up the power along with the elevator, and we'll just kind of like branch off the power, and then just have like I would like to have one point that we connect per floor, but we can't do that because we're going to have 4 segments per floor. So we'll probably just have it like this and just connect it to somewhere over here, and then have the elevator bring up the power, or something in that line. Then we also need to have one pipe that goes all the way up through all the floors to the top, then circles down, and then gravity feeds from the top all the fuel generators, so we don't have any kind of like fluid issues. But this is the basic design that we're going to go for. So the first thing that I usually do is I figure out the design that I'm happy with. Then we need to think about the logistics of it. So the pipe, so there's going to be a pipe coming down, and it's going to branch off and feed all of these. So we need to kind of try and accommodate that now. And also the other fun bit is, as we go up, we're going to be turning. So if I just quickly check the height of a second floor, probably going to be something like this. And then what I want to do, so from that point, I'm probably going to go up like 2 or 4. And the reason I want to go up and leave a gap here is I'm going to put something at the bottom, or probably just on the top here. That's going to be like a vent that's going to blow out the smoke that side, just so you don't have smoke going directly into a floor. Just because why the hell not? And it's also going to look cool if it looks like there's like a conduit for the smoke to be blowing out on that side. Exactly how that's going to look. Got a couple ideas, but nothing solid yet. But it's going to be a pretty beefy tower. The twist part's going to make it interesting to auto connect everything up. And then, sorry, my mind is kind of racing at the moment, trying to figure out which way to go about. So you got our pipe's going to come through there. And the thing is, you can't just have a pipe hole, even if it's just a marker there and one there, because this one is going to be twisted by a certain degree to get like that twist effect going up for both towers. So making my life difficult. We actually could have one in there and in there, like a pipe or floor hole, but then try to I almost want to connect it, make it so that the pipes will auto connect. I don't want to manually connect it because I just want to see if I can do it mostly. So let's put a floor hole down here, and we'll just do 2 floors and just see what it's going to look like. But generally speaking, you don't really want to use a floor hole because they can be buggy. But even as just as a placeholder, it'll probably be fine as well. And then also we need to decide how aggressive the twist is going to be. So this is just, I just did 1 click on these. But at scale, we need to see how big is it going to be, because my idea is also to take like these beams and connect to one corner, kind of like to the next corner, to the next corner, and so on. So you can kind of have this twisting effect going up with like pillars or something. So that's why I want to twist in there, and just, yeah, it's just going to look cool if you have a twist in there as opposed to just going straight up. Alright, so I think let's quickly do a test with the twist and see how aggressive we're going to do the twisting. And then we can kind of like go further from there. So let me save this one with the floor hole in it. I'm probably going to need to lift this on the next blueprint, or actually no, we can do that now. Let's clear this one. We'll grab a blueprint. Same one. I don't want to spawn it in because I want to place it here and then lift it up so I can just hook the power up. And since this is going to be the closest point we can do, we might as well just squish it in here to know where our boundaries are, so we know that we can still build on the edges here, no problem. Right, so let's just lift this guy up a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to keep it like just 2. We can always lift it up again. Alright, and then for power, now this guy, what I sometimes do, I'm just going to move it in here. You can kind of like snug it right in there, but it works better if it snaps onto this. There we go. I think it was snapping onto something else. So we can kind of put it right. I want it I want it in the middle. I want it there. Oh shit, how can I get it in there? I can think of ways to do it, but I can't think of ways to do it quickly. The alternative is, let's not have anything there, and what we can do is just go underneath here. Now, oh, you know why it's not in the middle? I know why, because there's a slight discrepancy between, you see there's 2 foundations in here that's overlapping, because this is at a 45. Well, it's at a 45 on this corner right here. So what I mean by that is, it's made to fit that corner if there was a foundation there. But we decided since to not put one there. Well, alternatively, we can always just... So I'm trying to line it up in the middle, and I'm also trying to think about how can I do it. Easy. You know what? We can do it like this. There's our center point. Put that guy there. Now we're perfectly aligned. So we can put that guy there, and then from there we're going to go to the bottom here and push this guy out. Let's just see where, yep, right there, got it. There we go. That's the easier way to do it. Right, so it's got its pipe hole. Got this guy. And like I said, we need to do like the little box here. So I think let's design that box. But let's just quickly say that it's going to be essentially the extractor fan that's going to line up with the bottom of the next one. So we called it fuel tower test. Fuel tower test. All caps. We don't care. Over on YouTube, split the 2 foundations in the middle, then push them so they overlap on the edge. So they're overlapping on the edge of the foundations. Okay, let's put it on start. So you mean what? This section here? So you see, when you do the 45, you kind of have this guy here, but it doesn't fully, see, it's not 100% lined up there. There's like a slight discrepancy, very, very little. But if we want to do it like have it centered there, I will do exactly what I just did now. Go there and there. So if we want that one center, I can do it like this. Let me just make sure. See, there's a slight discrepancy because I use the corner trick of the beams. So let me just put that one there. So I basically, to get this angle, hold on, let me show you guys. So originally there was a foundation here, and there was a foundation on this side. That's how we started out. And to get these corners to meet up precisely like they are now, I did this. I took this corner to that corner. You see there, it's 25.456 meters, which is why there's like a little difference there now between the foundations in the middle, because they don't evenly divide up. But this one is now perfectly in the middle. Push them into the out. Yeah. Okay. That's okay. Yeah. So I was gonna. So you mean do it like this? Have that middle point there, but then push them out to the sides. Then, if we want to, we've got a middle snapping point there that we know is in the middle. So we've got these little sections right here, but I'm not going to worry about that too much because I'm probably going to do something on the edge to do like a trim, so that will hide that. But yeah, that's perfectly fine. That's 100% valid. Cancel this, so we don't need these corners. Then Porrick on YouTube again. Loaded diagonal something meters beam and make another one to get the right depth. It's off right now. It's fine if it's off. Okay, it's okay. Doesn't. I see. I hear what you're saying, but it doesn't really matter too much. Hold on, I've got autosave. What I mean is, you can like if you okay. Let's do that. Let's do that. What he's getting at is, the thing is, we're not gonna get the middle exact, or maybe we can. Hold on. Yeah, so you see, you're not gonna get it precisely because you can't target the middle effectively. So, but since we're gonna have trim there, I think it's unnecessary to try and get it lined up, even though you could, but it's just. It doesn't justify the time investment to do that if it's not going to matter at all afterwards. Alright, let's focus up here. So I just want a snapping point a bit closer. Start from your grid at 45 and freedom kiss it on the front. So my immediate thought is, I don't know if this is going to be the best option, is grab a big metal pillar like this. And you see this guy should be nice in the center. And you know what? You know how to easily get the center of this machine is just snap something to the machine, like you see what I'm doing right now. That's snap to the machine. So if we nudge it in, my assumption is that these pipes are exactly in the middle. Okay, hold on. We need to first snap it, because for some reason we can't immediately just move it. So if I now put something on top of it, now I can freely move it. That is a bit odd. So let's see. Oh yeah, that looks dead center. Huh? So the idea is to go up from here, because remember the smoke will emit from the top, so it doesn't help that we do it over here. We need to actually go up a little bit, so I'm gonna nudge it in slightly. Allow that guy there, so we don't need this one because I already got a snapping point. So now that you have this section there, we can now try a couple of things, and the first thing that came to mind is just to do it like this. Maybe even expand it out a little bit more. We could do like a circle effect by just spamming these guys on it. I'm not sure how good that will look. We should try it. Oh, that's the same now. Let's go one click. This actually might not look too bad. I usually don't do it like this. So I'm trying to just see if we can get like a interesting looking circular thing. And with the rounded edges of these pillars, we might actually be able to do that. Let's go over here. Oh, almost got it. Let's just hope that last one will line pretty good. It should. So there we go. We've got a round pipe, sort of. Alright, so if we now add this little guy, something like that. So that's like a very elaborate exhaust fan. And it looks a little bit too chunky, doesn't it? Unless this kind of shape also goes on top here, but then I'd rather have these pipes here. So I don't know, should we try to do something a little bit less chunky? So take these guys. Hold on, let me just experiment here a little bit. So I'm trying to make this square, still a square, but just a little smaller. So something like that. Let's remove this guy. Stack vents over the pipes. That's actually a good idea, but I still need it to arc to the side, remember? So the whole idea behind this thing is to visually funnel the fumes out of the stack instead of up, because there's a machine right above it. You know what we can do though? I might actually use your idea, but just slightly alter it. Let's see if this is going to work. So you take these guys, we're going to put them there in the middle. Let's actually quickly make it a little bit easier for ourselves. So we know the middle is going to be right here. Let's remove this little extra guy. So we're not going to use this because it's just too chunky. Right, so we know this is now the middle of it. So your stack pipe or your stack vent idea is a good idea. Have these guys up here. That's wrong. I'll probably paint them full on black, but I'm not going to worry about the colors right now. And then just do it like this. So let's just do like a very rudimentary version of it. Hey, I'm missing my snapping point now. Let me just lift it up a little bit. So it kind of looks like a 90-degree bend. This might work. Might just need to finesse it a little bit more. Yeah, this looks pretty good. What do you guys think? I think that looks very much acceptable. And then we might as well take this all the way down just to sell it a bit more, maybe. So this side you're not really going to see what we can maybe do something where yeah, okay, let's just quickly remove this so we can get a snapping point again. Snap onto it, you bitch. There we go. So we'll go down. So let's do think about can we do it on top of that line then? How's that gonna look? Yeah, that actually looks quite neat. So snap this guy on top. I like the fact that they actually line up quite nicely. Okay, wait, we shouldn't do the top one, otherwise I don't have a snapping point anymore. So we go down. Well, I really like the fact that they line up, there's little lines line up. Pun intended. So that. And I think we'll just go we might just go all the way to the catwalk. Not sure if going all the way down might be the best idea. Let's just have a look at the catwalk only. I think up to there is probably fine. Let's see if we change this to unpainted. That's gonna give like a chimney vibe almost. Alright, a highlighting color. A highlighting color? Third one from the top, what do you mean? Let me just wrap this up and then I'll experiment and see. So probably like there. Because there's a slight discrepancy here, like I would like them to line up, but there's going to be a concrete floor right above them, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. An accent color. I don't know what the color scheme is going to be yet, so I'm not going to be too fussed with the colors right now, but that's definitely something we can do. Right, so now we've got this little exhaust fan. I think that's fine for now. Okay, let's test this out though. So we did hook up a power. Yeah, we did. FaZe over on YouTube just popping in to say hello. Hello, FaZe. Hope you're doing well. We are making blueprints and stuff and things. No, there we go. Alright, this elevator is going to cause issues. Because this thing's hitbox is weird. Okay, let's go blueprint, snap it. Okay, it's going to be like that. Delete this guy. It's going to go right next to it. So the nice thing is because we put it right on the edge of the blueprint maker, the snapping is now a breeze. We don't need to nudge it. Alright, so let's try the twist now. So we're going to go over 4. So put this one in the middle. Then obviously one click is not going to be enough because you're only going to have 5 turns really. You obviously don't want to go 90 degrees either. And I think 45 might be too aggressive. So let's say 30-degree turn. And if we have 5 degrees per one of these, so then we need 6 clicks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clicks. Snap that one in place. And just for this test, I'm just going to get this out of the way of all the other blueprints. Get a vertical mode. Okay. And then this guy, we go to default, should be able to snap on top here. So there we go, there's our turn. Or twist rod. Like I said, this is a little low. So you see this guy is going to be like there, more or less. That might change in the future, but that's kind of where we're going to be at. Put this guy to blueprint mode. We're losing power up here now. We need something up here. And then we're going to need a different blueprint for the top one. Just so that, because we obviously don't, I might just not have the exhaust or something like that. So there's our turn, and then the whole idea is going to be to have the accent colors are going to be this orange beam. It's going to go up to there, and then this one's going to go up to the next one. So you'll have this twist. So let's just make this orange for now. So I think that 30 degrees may be too aggressive. What do you guys think? Because the thing is, with that aggressive angle and the twist in it, if you add things like pillars or whatever, just for, like if you add a pillar here, by the point it gets to this point and then attaches to the next one, the twist, it might be quite a severe twist. So that it's going to look very awkward going up at an angle every time it changes. But very difficult to say. We need to pretty much test it to see what's gonna look like. Just get this power up here. Let's do one more. I'm just gonna like see what it's gonna look like. 45 or 0. Well, we're not gonna do 0 because that will not be a twist then. 45 is then it's just gonna alternate. It's not gonna twist. So you want like a gradual turning as you go up. But you've only got 5 chances to do that. And we're also actually, we're off here guys. This is not right. I'll show you now why. See, one of them should be, let me just put it next to it. Remember, it should be like this. That's how it should be really. Okay, let's just quickly do these again. Yeah, remember if you do a 45 twist, you're literally just you're just alternating between the one and then the other one as you go up. You're not going to have that gradual turning effect. That's kind of what I'm going for now. Right, so this 30 degree isn't going to be that aggressive. See, that's now in the middle, how it should have been. So these exhausts almost kind of like completely miss the building there. I think maybe a little less than 30, but not by much. You can have a bit more of a gradual turn. And at 5 high, you should still see it clearly. So if you want to do, obviously, if you're going to go 0, I'll have to say it. It's just going to look like that. So I'm thinking maybe 15, because 15 will be half of it, so it's going to be almost like that. So that's 0 twist, that's 15, that's 30 degrees. Faruk over on YouTube. Yeah, no, twist is on point. How somehow the dark theme and the industrial purpose of the plant calls for straight and bold lines. Straight and bold lines. I suppose you can argue that point, but then we've got these nice little curves in here. You know, these curves in here. I don't know. I think they look quite nice and they match. Like this is also matches a little bit, and it's just visually it's just way more interesting, at least for me. So I think let's do. So we turned 6 times the foundation. I think we're going to turn it 3 times and do a 15-degree angle just going up. So it's going to be very subtle. But I think that's also going to be a little bit better. Then let's have a quick look at the pipe. This is kind of like what I was curious as well. Is if we take a pipe up here, and I wonder if we do curve mode, how that's going to look. So, and whether it will even work. So there's the curve one. It's kind of odd. That just emphasizes the curve more. That might look interesting if you go 5 up with the twist as it goes up. So when we do 15 degrees, it's obviously going to be a lot less that twist up. The other thing we need to keep in mind is that you can't add a splitter onto a curved pipe like that. But actually it doesn't curve that much, so you can. So now if it's very curvy or bendy, then it won't work. So one thing we can do is maybe add the splitter in here already. So in other words, let's just do it like this, for instance. How can I let this guy go up? Let's just do a wall. That's probably going to be the easiest way to just to demonstrate this quickly. So if you've got this guy, we can do like a little pipe like this as part of the blueprint. Then have this guy in here to start off with. So there's another little twist, so to speak. I just need to change this. See, it's because of the 45-degree nature of the blueprint that this guy doesn't want to turn the way that we want him to turn. But we can fix that, it's not a problem. Oh, actually, you know what? There's a very easy way to do this. Is grab this pipe. And we just want to bring it out in a straight line. Then you add this guy in here. Let's take him out. You just kind of like visually line them up. Obviously need to do this in a blueprint maker, but there's our stamping point then. So we don't even need to do florals, we can use this as a stamping point. And then you just need the pipe to come out a little bit so that the auto connect will link up the pipes automatically. Right, so that's for the twist. Let's just quickly have a look at the elevator then. because this all needs to go, because as soon as the elevator comes up, it can't go through anything. It needs like a clear path all the way. So once you get up here, this is why I wanted a bit of a gap, so you can have this guy snap to the sides. There we go. Obviously it's one foundation too high, but don't worry about that now. So you've got this little section here, so when you climb out, you actually have, we can snap catwalks onto this, because you want to be able to walk from here onto a catwalk that's going to go around on the back side. And exactly how that joint's going to go, ideally I would like to put it in the blueprint maker, but that's that's going to be tricky. Okay, but I think functionally this blueprint is currently working. Like we just need to just take away all of these. And do we stick with the exhaust thing? Just have a look at it from a distance, because there's going to be a lot of other stuff in the way now. Because my other thought was to just have a box that sits on top of the pipe with just the extractor coming out. So we've got this one saved. Let's just quickly see what it's going to look like. So let's take all of these off, because these are also quite chunky. Oh shit. These are also quite chunky. Let's load it again. And I don't think it works that well with the skinny pipe that leads up to it. So what I mean is this skinny pipe's coming up here and then leading into like essentially like a really thick one. I don't know. Let's just do this quickly. Leave the one there. So like I said, my initial idea was to just have this guy in here, and we can just grab this one. You can even do that a couple of times, as opposed to have like the big chimney pipe there. So I'm not sure which one looks better, to be honest. So something like that. So you just have like this little thing sitting here. So this box looks like it's going to be attached to the bottom of the next foundation. What do you guys think? The full one, or slightly more, I almost want to say the street one? We can obviously dress it up a little bit. I wonder, hold on, what can we do to make this look interesting? Oh wait, I've got an idea. What we can do is we can grab, not this guy, grab this, what do you call it, beam support, not the big boy, the small one, and we can do this. Something like that. Let's paint them the same color and just see what it looks like. Instead of just having a box there, I think that actually looks a little bit more interesting. Obviously I still need to play with it a little bit to see how we can make it look really good. Hold on, let me just try something here. So like that. I think it's because that, yeah, that pillar that's in here is what's preventing another one from being, nope, wasn't that. Let's just do that just to get a visual idea. Alright, what do you guys think? So we can quickly make a box just over here in another blueprint maker, and then spawn that one in here, which will allow us to, which will help us a little bit, because I currently can't snap everything in here. It's just there's too many items on the same spot. Let's give that a go. So let me just experiment here a little bit. One thing you can do, if you struggle, if you want to do something like this, and items don't want to, like for instance, if I put this one in here now and I want to stamp onto the bottom, you can see it doesn't want to do that. The easy way to get around it is, let's save this one quickly. Extractor fan. Alright, so we'll save this guy. And I'm gonna clear this now. So clear it. I'm gonna load the exact same blueprint in. Preferably on the same spot. It's not essential, but... And then you wanna put this one here, but it doesn't want to fit now. So I'm just gonna nudge to the side quickly. Check this guy out. And let's just say we want it in the exact same position. So I'm just kind of like playing musical chairs here with the positioning so I can get it to where I want it to be. Then you save this one. Doesn't matter what it's going to call it. This is number 2 blueprint. And then we go over here, say load, extract the fan, and then you're physically going to spawn in the other one. And now you can place it. Because it's a blueprint, it doesn't care. It's like Honey Badger, it doesn't care. So you've got a little bit of glitching going on here. Or Z-fighting rather. One way to fix that can be to effectively hide it. Let's try this one. But before nudging in, I just want to actually add everything to it that we want, because we might not be able to add anything if it's too deep in there. Let's do it like that. So we can do this and just essentially hide it behind it, if that's something that really bothers you. Can we even, yeah, we can still target it. Let's see if we can get the same color, if I can target it again. Oh, hello. There. I'm thinking this gray might not be a bad idea. There we go. So we can even put a color in there, but I don't know if that's entirely necessary. But do we want to hide that glitching there? I don't think that's a big problem. It's a little distracting. Not really gonna see it. You know what? Let's just do it. Let me know it's done. Don't have to worry about it. Z-fighting is one thing that I think when you get further away, it's actually more noticeable. Because you can just see that flickering the whole time. Come on, go in there. There we go. Alright, let's add our little fan thingy on here. See how that looks. We can maybe even try. Let me give it a color first. We can do like this neutral color. Maybe I think we can possibly keep the orange stripe. It looks pretty good. So I think we do this. I don't actually want the fan to be visible here, so let's switch to the other one. Do the same color scheme. Oh, that's now quite that's quite noticeable orange. Let's change that. Just gonna do the standard foundation primary. It's like the fix it gray, if you like. And then maybe we could even try to get like a circular thing going here. That. So that's essentially our extractor fan that sits on top of on top there. What do you guys think? I think that's pretty neat, huh? It's not too bad. Extractor fan. Take all of these out. That actually might work like a rooftop aircon unit if you dress it up a little more. That's one thing I do want to make, is like a whole bunch of small little items, like for decoration purposes, like rooftop aircon units. That's kind of why I was thinking about it just now. There's this guy right on here. So the top's going to be there. Let's see, from the maximum height of this machine, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think like that. Oh, I want it a little higher because I want the smoke to get caught up in this thing, because it's still gonna just smoke out wherever. This is just for a visual indicator, because the smoke you won't be able to see unless you get fairly close depending on your graphical settings. But this thing obviously you'll see as soon as the machine is running, you'll see this bit on top here. What to say? That's cute. Shall we try that again? There we go. So I just need to remove the right hand side one. I'll double check it from all angles. I think we're good. And then we can remove this one. Ooh, don't crash please. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. We do have a crash. We're going to quickly restart. It's going to take a minute to load up, so I'll put you on the be right back. So go grab a drink or coffee if you like. I'll be right back. Right, there we go. Sorry about the delay. Unfortunately, with my world, it takes quite a while to load the damn thing in. One of the reasons I would actually like to complete phase 5 and then start a new world, because I was way too heavy on science in the early days. So it doesn't do me any favors when it comes to reloading it. Alright, let's quickly save this guy. Right, let's figure out this pipe quickly as well, so we know we don't have issues with this. So I'm going to do the same technique that I did over there earlier to get this pipe in, and we need a normal pipe, or just like a Mark 1. So I'm just going to do this, get it all the way out here. Then this guy, it's going to sit right in there, so I'm just going to have to eyeball it. That should be good. Now we can get rid of this damn floor hole, because don't trust those things. Not even a little bit. And I'm also going to redo this section of pipe, which is something you guys should always do. Whenever you put a T-junction in, or like a pump or something, always redo the pipe so that it sits nice and flush and doesn't go in there a little bit. I'm sure you guys know that. Alright, so this is also going to be the red pipe, because I like to color them according to what's in here. That's completely wrong. Let's try again. So I'll use this red for now. Yeah, we'll stick with this one for now, because this is going to be what's a rocket fuel. Right, so we've got this section set in. Let's give this machine a dark color with orange. Not sure if we're going to stick with that one for now, but we'll... Oh, and I just loaded the game, so the vehicles are stuck again. So I don't know if you guys have seen that bug before. If you're quite vehicle heavy with your save, whenever you load in, sometimes the vehicles don't start. Well, the trucks almost specifically. And then a quick way to fix that, and hopefully 1.2 fixes it, is you just load any path that you can find. But I had to make a quick little one over here. It's just not far enough. And if you load any vehicle path, then the bug just kind of fixes itself. Like I said, rather annoyingly. We're going to load here. The fact that this vehicle now loaded the path means all the other vehicles will load as well. And you shouldn't have any vehicle issues. I know that. See, that deadlock issues is because the vehicles weren't moving. But they'll sort themselves out in a moment. We're not going to worry about that. We focus on our towers. Alright, so we've kind of got our basic idea going now. I think this smaller kind of unit works a little better as opposed to the big chimney. So let's see how we're gonna get the catwalks to work now. So I just want to do like a catwalk going around this one, and then put them all together and see how we're gonna get them to snap together. So let's start with. Let me grab this guy. So obviously the nice thing is to get them lined up with the machine, is you just literally snap them to the machine. So just grab anything, look at the machine, and we'll try and snap to the machine. And once you have it there, if you lock it down, now you can nudge it because it's snapped to the machine, so it will align to the machine in both, you know, whatever rotation it is and the position more or less. So ideally I would like to, let's put this guy over here, and let's see this one over here on this side. Kind of want to get them to be about the same. So that guy's just after the corner, this one's kind of like on the corner. I wonder if I can get this one closer. I think a mini nudge will bring it right after the corner. So I'm just kind of like eyeballing these at the moment. And I would like to get this point and that point to match up, as opposed to just going straight here, which you can do, but I don't think it's going to look as good as having like a little corner bit in there. So let's see how we're going to do this. So what I usually do is you can just go like this, snap it to that one and snap it to that one, but you'll find that, like you can see, there's a slight discrepancy here, and it's difficult to get it to snap cleanly so you know it's 100% position. So what I like to do is I'll just add a pillar on top here, because I know those will go on a specific spot, and because they snap to the catwalk, I can now snap this guy to the pillars and just nudge everything else into position. Now you want to use this one on the corner, and I'm aiming at the beam so it lines up with it. So I'm just going to go in and out and then down. So let's see, this should line up now. There we go, perfect. So let's take, actually let's just do the other side, then I can remove this to show you guys a bit clearer how to get it working nicely together. So we can remove these now. Ooh. Right, so the reason you want to use these specifically as opposed to these is because of this little section where they're going to cross. So I'm actually going to swap this one out and do it like that. So you can almost leave it like that, but okay, let's just complete this section and just see how it looks like. But you can put a railing on there, but you're going to have to do it separate from the catwalk. So don't use that railing. The one that you can use if you need to use a railing is this one. And I do believe this kind of snaps to, yeah, see, it snaps to the catwalk. It doesn't line up perfectly, but it's pretty damn close. So you can have your railing in on this kind of like custom corner if you need to have a railing in there. But I would probably, if you want to put the railing in, I'll probably swap this one. Hold on. Probably swap this one for this one as well. So you can do the railing on the inside and it'll all match up nicely. But let's not worry about that right now. That's more for like details. I'm not gonna do a lot of detail work. I'm just kind of like doing concept work at the moment. Right, so there we go. Nice little railing. Doesn't take us too long to snap it to that edge. We can now take this one out. And we'll do the same on this side and then go back in. And we'll see how all of this snap together. Okay, so let's grab this guy. And you want to snap it against the machine again. And I nudged it in a little bit. And this side, we'll snap it to the machine again. Just because I want the same result. Get it in there. It might be the same, but I know it's the same if I snap it against the machine as opposed to on the other catwalks. Let's take this little guy out for now. Right, so we're going to do the exact same thing now. 7, which is my pillars. Snap it to the edge. And to the edge. Then our beams. There we go, because the beams are going to give us perfect angles. And just make sure it's on the beam itself. There we go. And then this guy. Now we can take these away because we don't need them anymore. Now let's give this a save. Okay, so that catwalk looks kind of nice. It looks like it fits the building quite nicely. Almost like it was designed to be here. So let's see how these now fit together with the other ones. And let me just extend this a little bit. In fact, I'm going to extend it right to the edge of this foundation. So do the same on this side. So we've got our pipe snapping point. And remember, we still want to do that twist with the beam coming out, so maybe I'll do like something that pops out on this side, possibly like one of these. Just make sure it's in the middle. There it is, that's the middle. And probably have it for now. We'll just put it up to there. and I'll figure out in a bit how I'm going to make this one. So I'm talking about that orange line there. This one's going to snap to the next one, so we're going to have to figure that out. Ideally, I'd like to put it in the blueprint, but maybe we'll do it, maybe we'll not. I don't know. We'll see. But let's just see how this is going to look for now. So we can drop all these extra little bits and bobs. These guys can also go. And that's our center point that we're going to be working off. So let's get it lined up. This guy needs to go. Right, now we got a much better idea of how this is going to look coming together. Now the thing is, I want to get these catwalks to kind of line up, but I want to make it so that the blueprint maker, in the blueprint maker, it will match already. So you can see here. So what's that? 1, so 1, 2, 3. So I'm holding control, so it's going to be 3 nudges in to get these guys to line up perfectly. So 1, 2, 3. Did I do this wrong? 1, 2, 3. But it's a slight discrepancy here. Okay, let's try this. Let me just line it up with the machine, because we know the machines are good. We go to that corner of the machine. So I'm looking at the hitbox of the machine, that little white bit. So that there. Right, so once these guys are in position, actually hold on. It looks like they are. I don't know why there's a little difference. They should line up. 1, 2, 3. And this guy, let's just put this against the machine as well, against this Jenny. 1, 2, 3. Huh, there's a difference. I wonder why. So the right hand side is going to be 2, and the left hand side is going to be 3 nudges over. So if we go to, so that's going to be, yeah, what the hell. Okay, let's just do it on this side, so we know we're good. So I'm going to go to the edge of the machine, so on the hitbox, and we said that side is 2, right? And it doesn't fit into the machine. That's perfect. We might have, you know what? We've got a lot of room in the back, so let's nudge this over and save it again so that we've got a little bit more room in the front to work with. So I'm going to clear this guy. Then load it again, but I'm going to place it manually so I can adjust it. Move it around. Fuel tower test. So I'm thinking something like this. We've still got plenty of room in the back if we need to do something. We can always move it again at some point. And then we've got over on Twitch, we've got Styler saying left machine has a diff angle from the look, from the mid. Okay. So I'm kind of looking at this foundation here. You mean that discrepancy versus that so the 45 might be slightly old. Put auto save. Yeah, that would definitely account for it. Wonder why it moved though. Oh, you can see this is the See, this doesn't line up. Let's see if we can demonstrate that. Hold on. So that's 45 now. Now let me do it like this. So I put that guy there. So the turn will be right on the center now. Then turn this guy 45, keeping it in the center. It's going to lock this one in position. Did I do this right? Sorry, hold on 1 second. That's 45. There we go, that's better. So this should be in this, like, this should line up with the center of this machine. I guess it's slightly off. I wonder where did we go wrong? But you're 100% correct. So somewhere here we went wrong, but I wonder if we don't fix it, if it's really going to be an issue, aside from this little catwalk thing that we've got now that's just like one click out. Shit, what did we say? Was it on the right hand side? It was 3 back, was it? So putting it on there, 1, 2. Oh no, wait, let's line it up with the machine. For some reason that makes a difference. 1, 2, 3 nudges, holding control. And then this side will just be 2, 3. Sorry, give me a second. I'm just confirming things here for the blueprint site. So unfortunately it doesn't line up perfectly there, and that's because the machines are slightly skewed. But the left hand side of the machine is going to be 2 back, the right hand side of the machine is going to be 3 small nudges, mini nudge. So that does line up with the edge of the machine. Ah shit, and we said this side is 3, is it? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this side is 3. And this side is 2. Hopefully that's the only description. Oh fuck, I don't remember that word. Discrepancy. There we go. Sorry. Hopefully that's the only discrepancy. Okay, so we've got the little catwalk going around now. The only thing is, it would be nice. We could add this in, but if you add it in there, we can maybe just do the one side. Oh yeah, we could do that, because I don't want it to overlap. Otherwise, you're going to get this kind of like flickering going on here. And this is. Hold on, let's just take this rail one out and place one of these in. It's still going to flicker. And if you really want to fight that Z fighting, we can definitely do that as well. But like I said, I don't want to worry too much about the little detail stuff. I just want to get the design pretty much sorted. So this will be... what do we call these ones? Fuel tower test. Fuel tower test. Yes, alright. Okay, so that's one adjustment. What else can we do? So it would be nice to have that catwalk kind of like go around this one as well, which will mean we'll kind of cut off these. Actually, no, these catwalks will allow us to climb up here, which will then allow us to climb up here. And I would like, you can attach this point to this point. So let's just quickly have a little look see here. So if we use this flat section, which is part of this blueprint that I'm currently on, let's see if we can get it to line up nicely. So not 100%. But it might still do the job. And it's like, just have a quick look here. What we can do is let's try and the thing is we can't go across like this because the elevator's going to cut in the way. The other alternative is to snap to that point, go up to here and then go out. But I kind of want that little void here in the middle to be like that. And having them kind of just go across like this is going to be better than trying to use the snapping point that's already there, because these machines do have very conveniently got snapping points for catwalks, but we're kind of not going to use those right now. Right, so let's let me try something on this side. Linux over on Twitch. Do those fans redirect the generator's emissions? No, they do not. They have. I don't think anything actually affects it. I think all smoke kind of goes into one direction. So, like, I'm just guessing here, but I think there's like a fake wind direction. So they won't do anything to it. But as soon as you, like, if you're up close, you'll still see smoke coming out here, whichever way. But if you back up far enough, the smoke doesn't render. And then these fans will kind of at least visually say that the smoke is being blown out to the side. Because the thing is, I'm trying to do like a bit of a realistic approach to it. So you won't just have a machine with a chimney right below another machine with also a chimney. So just to kind of justify that, I can like put this little fan thing in here, which does nothing but just looks interesting. That's it. There's no function to it whatsoever, aside from the aesthetic part of it. So let's see how this lines up now. So this one pretty much lines up perfectly. Yeah. Although it's either slightly too low or slightly too high. Damn it. Right, so there is a way to fix that, but it's not precise. We can still, we can still make it happen. Hold on a second. Let me show you how to change the height. No, that was half nudging. Like there, I'm half nudge. So that's a full nudge. That's a half nudge. But we can still do something about it. So I'm going to put a pillar here. In fact, actually, hold on, I'm doing this wrong. I need to have it just kind of like overlap it a little bit. Then you grab this catwalk, switch over to the intersecting one, and this one can slide on the face of this pillar. So now we can adjust the height to what we need. So if I place this one in here, then grab this guy, then we can kind of see now it still needs to go up a little bit more. So what I then do is I place this one on the side, like that, as essentially like a marker. Then I take this guy and I just kind of go up a little bit more. So I can use the previous height as a reference now. Then if we put this one here, we can see that's pretty much nailing it, I would say. So now we can get rid of this one, and this one. And we're going to use this one to nudge the other one into its position. And there we go. Now we can get rid of this one. And that's how you kind of lift it up by like literally pixels if you need to. Right, so this one is going to go across and meet up with the other one. And just to get to that point, let's just quickly nudge this one over to there. So there's still a slight discrepancy. As you can see, it looks like it's slightly off center now. but it's aligned to this one, so I might keep that in for now, just because I'm suspecting if they should line up now, or maybe not. I'm not 100% sure because let's do a little test first. But so this goes 3 out. We can do a little test and just see how they line up. But yeah, that's kind of what I meant by having everything walkable. So the elevator will come up to this floor, you can jump off there, then you can kind of like do your thing over here. You can then climb up the ladder, so you can go onto this section and walk across. So pretty much what I'm trying to go for here. Alright, let's test 1 or 2 of these and see how they go. Let's just get this guy in position. There we go. Oh wait, this catwalk's from before. There we go, climb up. Right, so first thing you want to check out this catwalk here, see how this goes. So we'll need to get this one, needs to nudge back 1. And then if we look up here, this actually lines up pretty good. That's why I didn't want to adjust it, because I thought it might line up nicely now. Just gonna have to replace this section with a normal catwalk. Let's just see if we can actually walk around this. We should, yeah, there we go, that's perfectly fine. Okay, great. So let's change what we need to change now. So we need to, that catwalk needs to go back 1, and we need to replace that kind of like placeholder 1. So we're steadily making progress. And then the one that needs to go is this side, needs to go back a little bit. Whoops. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and half a nudge back. And delete this guy. Alright, save it. Over on YouTube, I'm not sure I pronounce your name properly. Pocreates? I'm starting a new save, planning to complete the game, but I don't know yet if I want the structural solutions mod. Do you use any? On this save, I do have mods on the save. Most of them is for filming, but none of the mods that I have adds anything to the build side of it. But I'll show you what mods I'm currently running. I'll show you why. So I've got always relevant signs. I'm testing this. This should help with larger builds. This doesn't really help smaller builds, but like my build, and I'm hoping 1.2 will actually fix this. It stutters every now and then. It's like a little stutter, but that's because of the amount of signs I have. So I have like 107,000 signs in the world, which is why my load also takes so long. This is another one I'm currently testing as well, blueprint stutter fix. Doesn't seem like it's working for me because every now and then my blueprints do stutter. But this says reduces stutter caused by having a lot of blueprints saved in your library. So I actually need to clean up my library a little bit, but this mod should help for that. Utility mode I use for flying, so I can get camera angles and stuff. This is to control the day and night cycle. I'll show you what that means if you're not familiar. So you can kind of change the day and night, which is ideal for streaming and whatnot if you don't want to stream at night time. I just at the moment just let it run. Do I? I do, yes. And I'm actually made so you can even adjust your night length, say 5 minutes, and then total day length, say 60 minutes. So you can actually wait, hold on. Oh, these are looks like these are tied together. Daytime length. What's this? Oh, sorry. Wait, just for my save. Total day length, 60 minutes. And This one then should be, let's say 45 minutes. Actually, let's do this 50 minutes. And then night time's going to be 10 minutes. Something like that. Let's just hold on. Let's just reset this thing. Anyways, but yes, you can control the daytime. And the only one that I currently have that changes the way that you build is Curve Builder, this one here. But what I'm going to do is, this is basically to help build things a bit faster when it comes to curves. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show people how to build it without it. And then for saving time, I'm going to build it with that item. And what it does is basically, let's switch to this one. So you can place it down and then you can say, oh, I want to do a curve of whatever degree that you want. But whenever I do a new section and I'm going to use this tool to save time, I'll first show you how to do it without it, and then I'll use the tool to actually do it, just to speed things up. Because this circle that we built took quite a while doing it without any mods, and when I had to rebuild this section because of some various issues, I actually had to rebuild most of the swamp area. I did this very much, a hell of a lot quicker using that little tool, just to speed things up. But structural solutions will add items to your game that if you don't, like my game will work perfectly fine if I don't run any mods as well. I just won't have the comfort of not being able to change the daytime and things like that. But if you add structural solutions, whenever you load the game without that,
A new follower emerged.
Ronin2 just followed.
Anyways, Ronin over on Twitch, good day to you, and thank you for the follow, appreciate it. We are currently in the swamp doing stuff and things, so if you are lurking, you probably know. If you didn't, let me know, I'll try and give some context. Anyways, so these things are kind of ready to be, like, functionally I think they're working. There's still a lot of decoration to be done. But let's see how this is gonna, like, are we gonna fill these gaps in? So let's have a look over here. But yeah, if you want to use mods, absolutely go for it. Structural Solutions is an excellent one, and you can do some crazy stuff with it. But yeah, it's up to you if you want to obviously use mods or not use mods. They can save you a lot of time when it comes to adding things in. I can't try because of the mods. Well, the mods, yeah, as soon as 1.2 is out and stable, the mods will update fairly quickly. But until then, yeah, you're not going to be able to. So if you're going to play experimental, then that's 100% vanilla, no mods. So if you, yeah, 1.2 you won't be able to do mods until it's stable. But what I'll do tomorrow is when experimental launch, I'll do like a backup save of this game, like somebody suggested, which I think is a good idea. And then we'll load 1.2 in here. I'll probably go into a creative world and just unlock everything. And then we can have a quick little poke around to see what's what. And then once we poked around there, I'll see whether we want to do that, like if there's anything we want to test in like a actual world save. And depending on what we have, yeah, it depends on what we're going to get, is whether that's going to be a good idea to do or not. And then once we get our full of 1.2, we might go back to like regular streaming to continue this world to finish up phase 5. So this power plant is being built so that we can wrap up phase 5 and for the first time complete the game, which I haven't done yet. Right, so look, this kind of looks kind of nice. I like it. The fact that it's all walkable. Definitely gonna need to add some color in it because it's quite bleak. Right, so what are we gonna do in the middle here? Because the elevator is gonna be on this square right here. So let's grab a square. Where is it? Oh, here it is. So the elevator is gonna come up at this point. And you need this little section that goes around. In fact, you know what? Let's quickly make room for the elevator. Actually, no. Hold on. That's not going to work. Shit. Because of the twist. Because if the elevator's gonna, yeah, so this section will be a blueprint on its own. Once I stack them together, I'll remove these, which I'm currently using for snapping points. Then we're gonna have the elevator section in the middle. Okay, but anyways, let's figure out. You know what? Let's quickly do a twist and see how that's gonna look. So we said we're gonna go with three turns now, so it's gonna be 15 degrees. So 1, 2, 3, and we'll stick with this one. I'm just gonna bring this up a little bit. In fact, you know what we can do? We can actually add. We need to try and add this section in so that we can, in the blueprint, make our lives a little easier. But I don't know if it's going to be worthwhile. It's going to be quite tricky to get this to fit in the blueprint maker on exactly how we want it. So I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see. So let's quickly snap these guys in. So this needs to go to the center. Right there, perfect. There we go. Right, that's the last quarter. So this is the second floor. Whoops. And we're gonna have 3 more on top of these. So it's gonna be floor number 1, obviously 2, and then further up. Okay, so we definitely need to clean up this underside. I think this kind of looks interesting. So on a 15-degree angle, you can see this one is then still underneath. What I think we'll do is we'll have the blueprints in here, but I'll move them a little bit back and probably have them like something like this. So I'll push them back right up to where these catwalks are, and we'll have like a, I don't know, do we want a solid base underneath? Probably do like a little bit of, we'll do like a 1 ring of concrete going around. Half a meter thick, or like what's it, 2 meters thick, or 2 meters wide, and just have like a section going around, and then we'll fill it the rest in with like something like this, just to make it look a bit more industrial. Okay, let's see. So pipes, I was hoping we can do the pipes all automatically, but might be a little tricky to do. So if we do the curve now, just want to see what it's going to look like. We attach all these guys. Definitely need to change the color of these pipes. That doesn't work for me. So those pipes, that's the rocket fuel going down. It's going to look like that. So I don't know if the twist is actually a good thing or not. Let's see what's the alternatives if we change this out for something else or a different method. So we'll go from the bottom straight down, and I think we do horizontal to vertical. That might change things around a little bit. So now you've got that little bend going in there. I think the straight pipes might be better, I guess, as opposed to the twisted ones. They look wrong. It's probably the best explanation. So let's go there, and then and since we might be removing that foundation section, this actually might work a little better. And the last little twisty one. Yeah, I think the straight pipes are better. Let's add the elevator in there just to get a better idea of kind of what it's going to look like. So that's why all of these will have to go once we place the blueprints, but that's not going to be too difficult to do. Right, let's chuck the elevator in here and see what happens. Should look a little bit beefier now, a little bit. So let's just say up to there. But we still need the one pipe to go up, so we'll probably have that one pipe go on the back of the elevator going up. I always kind of make it this color to get rid of that little white sections in the middle. So even if you paint this one as well. There we go. So that might look interesting. And then the reason I have these out here is for something that I want to try out. So we'll snap that to the middle of it. And then this one to the middle. And then I was thinking of maybe adding this one in here. But one thing I want to see is how they're going to look when they join up. Because it's obviously going to be a bit of a twist. So this can go up to there. And we take this guy down. And I can then use these pillars to kind of emphasize the twist a bit more. And then if we add a little bit of color to it, like for instance, just do like a beam on the side. Going all the way up. And then we can paint this kind of like the orange, which is kind of like the theme here for accents, as you can see on the building below. So that will then twist 5 times around as you go up. No, 4 times. 4 times. And I might make this a little bit more elaborate. I'm not sure yet. But the thing is that the one thing that I'm noticing now is there isn't a lot of structural support. So it doesn't look like there's a lot of structural support. So that's something we need to change. So I'm thinking adding structural support, we can maybe do it on the edge here. And what I mean by that is if we grab like, let's say this for argument's sake. Let's put this guy over here. Kind of have this coming along the sides while still giving the catwalk enough room to do its thing. And if you then from here go up, oh, it's going to cut into that catwalk. Might have that catwalk actually go around. And then it just goes to the bottom of this section. And then the idea is that you'll... Let's see, this needs to be 45. Because I won't hold on, it needs to match up with this. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, there we go. So this one will then be over here. Because it's obviously going to be part of the blueprint, so it's a little skewed, but don't worry about that now. And then this one goes up from here to support the next section. So you'll have a little bit more stuff going on the inside. And you know what we can do? We can actually have at the bottom, so we've got one pipe coming in. And it's going to split all things. So we just need one pipe to go up to be able to give enough fuel for everything. But if we take the one pipe, bring it into the bottom of the base of the tile, split it into 4, then we can have those 4 go up on various points. And then once they go all the way up, they can come down again. So we can split it out a little bit. Instead of having one pipe somewhere, we can actually have 4 pipes.
A new follower emerged.
Each just
Nameless King 1753 just followed.
We got a new follower, Nameless. Thank you so much for following, my man. Appreciate it. Hope you enjoy your stay here. We are exercising the grey matter a little bit with this little twisty fuel tower thing we're trying to make. Okay, so yeah, I think if we use this, if we use that foundation or like frame thing, I think that's going to make it look at least a little bit structurally sound, especially if there's one coming up to this point, attaching to the concrete here, and then all the foundations, and then another one coming up this way. And then we need to figure out how we're gonna get it to we need the catwalk to go around that thing. So let's quickly see that. Yeah, so here's a good example of why Sky UI is so nice, because it's getting quite dark now. So we can go over to ideal time, hit the pause button, and then we don't have to worry about it getting dark and gloomy in the swamp. Okay, let's see how we're going to use that, if we're going to use it, and then how we're going to use it. So we can use this pillar, but what I'm thinking, let's clear this one. Grab this guy and we'll put him in the center. And we'll just do like 2 for now. Just want to see if I can dress this up a little bit to make it look a little bit more interesting. So I'm thinking we can have this metal like the center core or like a core of metal going up. We can maybe even illuminate this with grab this guy. I'm thinking we can probably make this orange, which is part of our kind of like accent colors. So let's grab the standard color. Let's do the emissions are all good. Alright, now I just want to nudge this onto the metal pillar. What? Oops, I need to grab this one first. Just to give it a little bit more signage on the inside, a little bit more lights. We'll probably do some sort of down lights as well, now that I'm thinking of lights. So I think that as like a support pillar to go up, like 2 of them to go up per quarter. I think that's going to make it look a little bit busier and also more structurally sound. Alright, but we need to do our little blueprint trick again so we can get these pillars to all match up. So let's take all of this out. I'm just going to copy it so I don't have to redo that sign. There we go. Alright, so let's get the center or the core section first to do that. Like I said, I'm just going to do 2 for now. Let's do our sign. Slap it on the side, and because I copied it earlier, I can now just paste it in again. I wonder if we should add like a little H-beam there in the back, to make it look a little bit more interesting. Something like that, and then we'll just do unpainted. Might get a little bit more reflection going. Okay, so we'll save this one and call it, let's just call it 1. And clear the blueprint maker, and put our little frames in there. Two of these guys, and then we're just going to manually spawn in 1 so we can nudge into position without having to worry about them occupying the same space. Then this will effectively be our support pillar. So yeah, looks kind of interesting. We'll do this one as well, and then now we want to kind of like add it right here and then see how it's gonna look. So it's cutting a little bit into our catwalk, but I don't think that's the end of the world. I think that's probably okay. We'll have this guy here. Add one more on top. Right, so this is kind of like where it's going to get a little trickier. got this little catwalk here. So this one needs to meet up with that one. The thing that makes this a little trickier is because it's supposed to end there. I suppose we'll have to test it and see how we're going to make it work. Because I'm obviously going to have to go around the supporting pillar here. That means doing this one. But I need to do the other way around, so let's just quickly do. Actually, no. Yeah, it needs to be this side, sorry. There we go. So we might, because ideally they actually need to end here. And if we do the same on this side, we might have them join up nicely. And then this support section can just continue on upwards. And then we kind of wanted to go level with the top of that one, because that's where the next floor is going to be. Okay, we'll figure this out in a second. Okay, that looks quite a beefy kind of support section. Let's just save it again. Alright, now we just need to trim it down so it's level with that section over there. Oh, there. There we go. So it needs to be like that. Oops. Where's this guy? Come on, go forward. There we go. Alright, and then we just need... I'm just gonna break this section open so I can grab this one. And we just need to nudge this into position as well. Let's just replace this entire blueprint because it doesn't want to snap in there, which is why we made the blueprint. There we go. All right. And then we need to do the same on this side as well. On top of it? Yeah, that's good. That's it. So the thing is now, because we're kind of like angling these inwards, they get so close, there's no reason for there to be like a gap there. But I also don't just want to put it as catwalk. Alternatively, we could go around this side. Because look here, they're so close here. You would think that, logically speaking, you would probably just have a catwalk go like from here and then connecting these two, but there's no real way for us to do it. To do it and make it look good. But if we go around on the outside, then there's a reason for the catwalks to not just merge. Sorry. I mean, alternatively, we could just remove the catwalks that's on top here. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm going to leave that one in there just for now, so I still have a snapping point if I change my mind. Well, the one thing we can do is if we can possibly do something like this. We'll grab this guy, go for the smaller one, kind of snap it in position here, and have this link up with the fuel generator to kind of look like it's a supporting beam. See what it looks like on the other side as well. So something like that. Just to give it a little bit more meat on the bones when it comes to the center support section. We can even do, for instance, we can do this. Grab these guys and just have them kind of link up, so obviously not there, like up here every now and then, so it looks like it's like a bracing beam. I'll take these big ones out, just run them every now and then up to like there, and just to cover up that little section we can kind of go like that. Yeah, I think just a 2 for now. Something like that, yeah. These are a little bit chunky. Or possibly just the one. Well, let's put these all together and just kind of like see what they look like when they're when we have them as one piece, or when we kind of like stitch them together. Might give us a better idea of what works and what doesn't work. And let me just confirm this height again. In here, kind of curious to see what it's going to look like now. Oh, damn it, that thing's not right. Oh, what the hell? Go for it. There we go. Oh, I hate placing these individual signs because they just kill my frame rate. For some reason, when you place one sign, it's just like half your frame rate. Seven. Okay. Nudge the blueprint down and split it instead of replacing everything again. No, it's not a bad idea. Praise on YouTube. Yeah, exactly. We could have saved what, about 5 or 6 minutes or so doing it that way. I'll keep it in mind if we need to do it again, but I kind of think we don't need to do it again. Well, let's see what happens here first. I don't know if, yeah, I kind of like my little catwalk on the top, but it's okay. Don't forget the beams on the signs. Oh, right. Good catch. Let's get rid of all this. So ideally I would have liked to have done the pipes to be auto-connecting as well. But we'll see if we can do it a bit later on. Okay, I'm going to use that one just to snap to, so let's quickly do the beams. The H-beams. Yeah, 100%. Completely forgot about that. This side is done. Oh wait, hold on. This side needs one of these. Okay, let's save this guy. And we can probably get rid of this as well. Because usually when I make these blueprint tower thingies, I try to make it so that you can literally place it down in like basically just a few clicks just to get all the blueprints down. But I think this one, because of the twist, is making it a little bit more difficult to do, so we can't, I don't think we'll be able to, to do it completely to the point where it'll auto-connect except for the power. I think we're going to have to do the pipes manually and possibly the little twist that goes up on the side as well. We'll see. Because if this one's good to go, we can almost, well, we can go and decide exactly where we want to place it, and then start adding it in, and then I'll do the little the twist along the side for decoration. I'll probably do that manually. Right, so that looks like it's got a fair amount of we missed this one section. Oh, that sucks. Okay, hold on. Let me just quickly fix this. There we go. And we've still got this little one in there, but I'm going to keep that there for now. Over on Twitch, we got Hanabi. I was sitting there waiting when you'll see that little missing, and then we put it on. Let's put it back on. I'll get it eventually. Might take me a minute. Alright, so now we need to do that 15-degree turn again. And then I'll move this guy all the way up. So that's going to be 3 clicks. Come here, bastard. 1, 2, 3. And I'm just going to nudge this all the way up. Hey, Special Meat over on YouTube. Don't forget the beams on the signs. I think I did all the beams on the signs, didn't I do? Yeah, they're all there. I think we're good. Alright, let's just get this kind of level. So that should be fine for now. We're still just testing. Yes, you did. Ah, cool. Oh, okay, yeah, sorry, my bad. Right, so is this the right height? I think we need to go up 1. Yep. There we go. Then this guy go there. Alright. So the first thing I'm already seeing here, there's no, like it doesn't, we need to probably just expand the foundation a little bit so the support actually gets to something that looks somewhat solid. Let's just see what it's going to look like if it's all together. If it's going to look good at all. This is the one little section missing there. It almost looks like it lines up from a certain angle. I don't know, it looks a little busy with all that in there now. You know what would be better actually? Is to do like a massive support for the elevator going up on the center and have these things just attached to that, as opposed to having all of this in there now. I don't know, this isn't working for me. Would you guys agree? So all these support sections we added in there, it's just kind of like, it's too much. So if we have the elevator in the middle, yeah, that's too much. Huh? So alternatively what we can do is have these chunky boys. We can't even do that big. Yeah, it's too much going on there. It's almost distracting more than anything else. So we can rather have these guys going up in the center. And then have the pillars, or have them kind of go out a little bit. Final Fantasy vibes. Okay. So when we have, I'm just going to put the elevator in here just for, actually let's do the, let's let it go up for quite a bit. I just want to get a feel for it. So is that now completely clear? Should be. Alright, so if we add this guy in here now, it's still getting stuck somewhere. That one, really? Ah, okay, it's slightly off, okay, but that's fine. So imagine those pillars on there, then I think the reinforced elevator will look much better. Midgar, Final Fantasy VII. Oh, okay. Yeah, those things are way too busy. That's unfortunate. Yeah, look in the background there. It's like crazy busy. It's way too much. Oh, hopefully this is an autosave along with a blueprint delete. Nor crash again. I don't know why. I think my game is getting too big. I think it crashed again. Oh shit. Yep, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. I'm gonna put you on. Be right back. I'm gonna grab a drink from the fridge, and I'm gonna wait for it to load up. It might take. It's gonna take like 2 minutes or so, but I'll be back now. Good time to stretch some legs as well. And we're back. Actually, I was thinking, what I'll probably do after the stream is I'll go into my blueprints folder, and I'm just going to remove a bunch of old blueprints. Remove as many as possible, because I think that's what's causing the lag. And with us currently playing with blueprints here, we're kind of aggravating it. Because every time that the previous time that I crashed was in the blueprints, in the blueprint maker, doing things. And then the one we just had now was again blueprint related, I think. And I think my blueprint folder is just getting too big. So I'm going to sort that out, and I'm going to see if that makes any differences, or if that makes a difference at all. So yeah, apologies for the delay. It's definitely not intentional, and we'll try and resolve it so it either doesn't happen at all, or if it does, it happens at a bare minimum. Anyways, let's power on. So we can now add these guys back in. So we can kind of keep our little catwalks now, and then we'll do. But I think we're pretty much done with the generated part of the blueprint, and we'll then have to figure out where we're going to place it. And then once we start placing it, then I can work on the elevator shaft in the middle. I don't think we're going to need a blueprint for that. We'll just kind of make it happen, but we'll see. Bare minimum, I want nothing to do with it. Not sure what you're referring to. Maybe I missed the previous chat. Right, so let's quickly sort out this little bottom section that I was talking about earlier. And ideally, I want this guy to be a little higher. But never mind. Well, let's see how far we get with it in its current state. So we'll get this guy to kind of line up with the catwalk a little bit. And move all of these. You said keep it to a bare minimum. Gotcha. Sorry, I missed that one. Good one. Alright, so we'll go from here. Okay, so we'll have this little guy there. Let's see. Grab this one. See, because we loaded the save now, we got that vehicle thing again. So maybe something that fits in 1.2, hopefully. So I'm not going to worry about that too much right now. This one goes up to the edge of the catwalk, and I think this one's also up to the edge of the catwalk, yep. And we'll bring it up to there. Now we can dump this one. Grab this guy and push him up to there, I think. How far did you go in? Basically right at that little 45 bend. Yep, that's it. And then this guy is not entirely in the middle. I think now it's in the middle. Let's have a look. Where's that little? Yep, there it is. So put this one here. Take this one out. And then we'll just link up these with a beam. In the corner, free mode, or free form. And then this one in here. Hopefully we can fit it in. There we go, yeah, perfect. Take this guy out. Let's link up this corner nice and neat. There we go. So this should look much better now from the bottom with the minimum amount of foundations. And then that along with the reinforced elevator shaft, I think that's going to make it look supported and not too busy like the previous ones, because that didn't work at all. Okay, there we go, that's better. Okay, so what was I think we can just kind of, actually, you know what, I'm gonna push this one out a little bit, bring it about that much, so I can do something with pillars and give it enough room to push past it. Those pillars were art, but art direction is harder than art. True. Special meet over on YouTube, being very insightful, dropping little nuggets of information. So we've got this little power node sitting here. I think we'll extend this a little bit just to give it a bit of support. Not sure if that's the best thing to do, but we'll go with it for now. Okay, I think we are ready to actually start placing them now. Oh, we got a little bit of Z fighting going on here. What the hell is this all about, boys? Let's see. That's definitely suboptimal. Let's go with this. And then what I'll do is I'm gonna link it up to this very edge. Might as well give it a little bit of angle. Bel Draco over on Twitch. Hey Drakes, good morning, happy Monday. Good morning to you too, and happy Monday afternoon from my side. We are busy with stuffs and things, and rocket fuel towers. Alright. So there's like two components kind of missing at the moment. Three components actually. So we've got the base of it that we need to figure out how we're going to configure the base. Let's change this damn color quickly before this completely ruins us. So we need a base to place this one on. Then we'll go 4 levels up, and the fifth one, well, we'll just place it as is. But I might do something slightly different for the fifth one, which is going to be like the cap for the tower, the top part of the tower. I haven't got anything in mind yet, so we'll keep it like it is now. And then so the one element's the base, the other element's the top, which we might just stick with the standard blueprint that we got now. Then the third element's going to be the reinforced elevator shaft, but that we can just build that by hand. I might just have to. Well, there's a difference here. Oh, that's right, because this one's supposed to go out. I think let me just do this. There we go. Okay, hold on. Let's do a quick little test again, and then I think then we can go scout for a location to go put all this. Well, Draco over on Twitch. I was waiting for 20 minutes for my ride to the doctor's appointment, just for my yearly checkup. I'll leave you up while I go. Okay, cool, man. Oh, we want to change the color as well for the pipes. We need something that isn't so depressing. Okay, let's just clear all of this. I'll leave this one in here just so we got something to snap to. And this is our center column. Actually, you know what? Let's drop this one entirely. Got a little center point right here. Special meet on YouTube. I like how you handled those curve supports on the side of the bottom of this building. Oh, those. Yeah, they look kind of funky. Alright, let's add our new, or our latest version of it. Yeah, okay, okay, let's just quickly fix this deadlock, because it's gonna keep popping up. And rather annoying bug if you play with vehicles quite a bit. Vehicles are giving you every excuse not to work like they should. Alright, blueprints. Let's find our. Where is it? Fuel tower test. Okay. And we'll just quickly slap it onto this one. And we must remember to go just for the little corner section, not the entire thing. There we go. blueprint mode. There we go. So there's already like, you can probably put like one of those rounded corner bits in there. I know, we'll see. Okay, and I think we do need to finalize the pipe color. So let's just go for like a bright red for now. And do something like, since this is going to be rocket fuel, something like that perhaps. Oh yeah, that's quite nice and bright. Okay, let's have a look at the catwalks. Like I said, they're all slightly off. Well, just a little short. These came together quite nicely. I do like the fact that we don't have to sacrifice them. Okay, let's get our 15 degrees in. So 1, 2, 3. Just jack this guy all the way up. So up to about there, I would say. And we'll grab the blueprint again. Go to default mode because it's being weird. There we go. Blueprint mode again, so we can easily snap this guy. Okay, let's have a look at what they look like now from a distance. And then in fact, let's add the little elevator shaft in the middle and just do like a very rudimentary kind of support system for it, just to get the idea of what it might look like. What to say? What's happening with my music? It's getting all wonky. And it's back. Okay. Alright, let's put the elevator shaft up. There we go. So it's going to go up to about... let's just do it to there for now. And just for the look, let's make these catwalks as well. And initially I thought we could do like these really big pillars, but I think they actually might be too big because they're going to get in the way of the pipes and the whatnot. So we'll do the smaller one and then we can at least walk around them as well. So we'll do... I wonder if we should... You know what? Actually, hold on. We're gonna do it like this. Go halfway in. Go up. Grab this little guy. Come here. Just so they look slightly bigger. So I think, yeah, like that. right? But it's okay. Don't gotta worry about it too much because this is just a testing area again. Let's just get this one needs to go halfway in. And this guy also needs to go halfway in. Alright, let's go have a look and see what this looks like. It should be fine now. I think that's better, as it's definitely way less busier. And then the reason why I jutted these out a little bit is, like I said before, these will emphasize the twist. So it's going to be something like that. Just for all of them, obviously. It's quite dark. I wonder if we, just to make it not as dark, you like it, Special Meat? I think it needs a little work, but it's definitely getting there. Must be placed in the ceiling, yeah, whatever. Like, what about, actually no, this is way too much. But what we can do, just thinking how we can do this. So what would lighten it up a little bit is any of these guys. Yeah, it will look way more impressive once we've got all of the stacks up, because there's going to be 2 towers and we need to go 3 more up. But I'm just trying to do as much in the blueprint maker as we can at the moment. Now ideally I would like these to be kind of like here at the bottom, but so for instance having this light like there, but then you sit with this stand, which, so just having a light like that, or just like a light with just an arm, that would have been cool, but we obviously don't have that. Alternatively, we can do signs, but their normal lights are way stronger than the signs. The floodlights on the back of the elevator, possibly, but keep in mind the elevator shaft is going to be essentially stationary, let's call it that, while the rest of the floors will twist around them. So you can light it up with, in fact, you know what, let's test it. Because my initial thought is we need to make the, we need to light up the floors instead of the elevator shaft. But I mean, let's give it a go. Because the light's not going to be even when it comes to the floors, which are turning at 15 degrees per floor. So you mean something like this, I would assume. Oh yeah, might be kind of cool having the lights slightly different on each floor, and not as uniform. Oh yeah. Just do this one pair and see how this goes. Ah, damn it. Where's my, there we go. So you see this one, obviously now light it up evenly. We'll probably do like an industrial kind of like yellowish color for it. Because I have no, so when you get up here, it's, so the thing is the uneven light, like here it's lighting up mostly like just the catwalks and a little bit of the machines. But if you take it further up now, it's going to light up a section of the machine. So if I put it up to there. Let's make it nighttime. Over on YouTube, Farouk says, make them flush with the floor above. What do you mean flush with the floor above? You can't, can you make these all the way flat? I mean like this. You know what, actually, maybe actually give me a different idea here. What about, Grab this guy, and we can do it flush here. Don't worry about the clipping right now. Kind of shine straight down from the top floor onto the bottom one. I forgot that you can actually put these flush all the way. So let's say for argument's sake, let's kill these for a second. Which one is it? That one? Oh, and that one. Oh shit, I missed it. So this will kind of like slightly light up the per machine, but it's going to be slightly off, but I think that's fine because the cone is quite big. Park says on YouTube slightly higher to be in the thickness of the floor, or just place it at the bottom of the floor. I think if you want to, you need like something vertical just to snap it onto. Turn around so they're facing inwards as to not share the directly to the outside, but illuminate the machinery in the tower. Okay, let's try it on this side. So, oh look at this cone, this light cone is all fucked up. Where is it coming from? It's coming from this thing. See this light cone here? So it's giving the light, which it should do, but the light cone is all messed up. Flat lights are bugged, they go up. This kind of sucks, that light cone. I know you got the console command to get rid of those light cones. Let's just try something here quickly. So we've got, let's do it like this. So this will basically just shine inwards now. Maybe get a little bit back, like next to that foundation. Let's see if the light cone doesn't bug out now either. Okay, so the light cone is at least working. Let's get rid of this guy. So that's not too bad. Let's try let's do it on a couple of floors and see what it looks like. So there. So I would say just kind of get the range right, flush with that section there. Keep it on the standard angle. So that kind of illuminates the center of the tower, not so much the machines. I wonder if we maybe aim it down a little bit more. So I have it there, go back in line with the foundation. And then to prevent that clipping, just aim it down slightly. But I think if you aim too far down, then it bugs out the light cone. Alright, now it lights up the machine, kind of like almost like a backlighting to some extent. This is not too bad. Let's just do all four. I just want to see what it's going to look like. And we'll have to aim down slightly. So we go up and in. So round about there, and then we go. So that's flat. So one flat, and then 1, 2 up, just so we can keep it all the same. Okay, the light cone works as long as you don't do flat. Like that, so flat. I showed you the last one as well. I was just thinking, why not just place the tower on top of this thing? I was just doing it now just because this is like an open space. I kind of want the tower maybe over there. But okay, never mind. I think those lights aren't too bad. So this is going to be hella illuminated, which is fine. The thing is, when you look at the tower, you're mostly going to be looking up towards the tower. Yeah, the only thing that makes it a little tricky is because it rotates, the lights will be different most of the time. Okay, but I think we'll use some sort of configuration with those lights. What I do want to do now is actually just figure out where we're going to place this tower. The thing is, yeah, we can't really place it on top of this building because we need, the idea is to have two towers that kind of twist and then meet up in the middle, or twist towards each other to some extent. And putting it on here means we're going to have 10 floors just going straight up. I think doing the two next to each other might look a little bit more interesting. Okay, let's take it to daytime. Alright, so the question is now, where are we going to place it? Let me get some power out here so I don't fall and get attacked by other spoilers. Oh, come on. There we go. So my first thought was to place it over here somewhere. We've got all these demons down here. Because the thing is with the roads, ooh, thought I'm gonna, there we go. So we've got a little bit of oil there. Let's just have a look at the resources in this area. So we've got coal, normal. We've got SAM up here as well. We've got a whole bunch. We've obviously got bauxite here as well. So I don't want to place it where we're going to interfere with potential resources we might need in the future. Why can't I see myself? There we go. So if we place it here, it's going to be, so we could possibly place it here. It's kind of in line with everything that we built here. And we could, to save, we could, because if I look at the size of that, thing is these roads are going to come out, so the one's going to be like right over here, and then the other one's going to be right over here. Right, but I don't want them to be squished together. And these roads and the rail network is so we can gather resources here at some point again if we need to. The alternative location for the towers might be just over on this side. And if we look at the map, see there's no resources in this area, so we can kind of like place it in this area right here, which is very much just in front of me. But are we out of power? What's going on? Yeah, I think this location might be a little bit better, so we can pull them apart a little bit and then have the sky bridge in the middle, as opposed to when we put them here in the middle of the roads. If we do want them apart far enough to make it look interesting, the roads are going to have to go around it, which, you know, and actually, you know what we can do, sorry, I just got a new idea. I can bring the roads around, link them up in the middle, and have one road go directly through the two towers. Hold on, let me just get power here again. So we can place, so for instance, let me do it over here. So we can have the two towers. Come on, zoom, yeah. So have them over there. like further out from where we are now. Then we can have the sky bridge, which is going to link the two top floors. And we can have our road then from here. So we've got the road. At the moment the roads are kind of like it's an interesting way of describing this. So this road right here is that one that ends over there, and this road is this one that ends over there. So just assume they're all lined up, so we can have these link up and then have the middle road go through this point, end up at the back here where there's most likely, like if I want to use vehicles to pick up things, we can do that. And then we can move these two towers as far apart from each other as we like, and the rails can even go along the top side here, over there if we want to as well. And if we really want to be interesting, we can have it go around the rail, going up to the various resources that we might need, and then circle back and link up, for instance, over there somewhere. So then we've got these big buildings that we can just kind of like drive through. Special Meat, I think you're trying to post too long a messages. You need to check your things. It's got like a little counter telling you how much you have left. So what do you guys think? I think we go with this idea. So we put it out there, but we just space them out nice and even, and we'll have the road go through in the middle. I'm doing an MS Paint diagram out of beams is diabolical. It works. If it works, it's only lame if it doesn't work. Right, so I think we'll line up with the center of this building to go straight out. Let's just get rid of this quickly. So the center of this building, kind of like this fixed sign, is almost in the center. So we'll go straight out to that direction, and we'll have the road also then meet up over there. So let's get a line just kind of like going out in that direction. So I'm just gonna yoink this one, and then what I'll do is with this curve mode I've got built in, or the mod that I've got loaded, you can actually zoom things quite far, which is very handy, and all you need to do is just set the curve to 0. And we can go out all the way. And we need power. So I wonder is how close are we to the center of the road? We can quickly measure this out by I'll just do this. So I'm just gonna grab this one. I'm not gonna place it though. So, oh no, it doesn't actually tell me. Because usually it says how many foundations it's choosing. So that's what, 10? Yeah, 10. And then going this side. So I think we need to nudge over. How many? So we've got 10 over here. Actually, let's just place this down. So pretty much we can nudge it over to, I'll do kind of like 1.5. So I think so this should be the center actually. Beam, can you guys piss off? You've got an entire swamp and then you're just haggling me on the side. Yeah, run away, Beam. Right, so this is going to be 10. So that's kind of like 12 almost. You don't have to be exactly precise. Actually, no, I'm being an idiot. So I don't know where the center is now. So let's just grab these guys. Should have marked one or something. So we're looking at about 23, 24, 25-ish. So let's say we counted 2. 25 is going to be what? 13 is going to be the middle one. So it's going to be 3. 13 is going to go down to 11 here. So that one. So that's the middle then. So I'm going to let me offset it slightly to the one side. I just want to line up a little bit closer to the building, but yeah, so the roads will basically meet up on this point here. Well, not there, but in the middle. Come on, give me power. And then we'll have the towers basically be to the left and right. So there's a node right there. Let's have a look where we are now. So this is pure iron. So I think if we, maybe we should place it right here. And then the other one right here. It gives us enough rooms to link up the roads and to push past. And I think the top of the road, yeah, the top of the road should basically be kind of like where we start placing the blueprints that we just made. Because I still need to do like a base as well. But I'll get them in place and then we'll do the base. But let me just get the level of this road first. Come on. Right, so now we've got an interesting little dilemma. Because we want the sky bridge to be level or at least parallel, not, what's the opposite of parallel? Parallel. We need to kind of like cross over here, but I want it to be in line with this road section. So, but the only ones that are going to be lined up is going to be the top ones. So we need to figure out how high the fifth floor is going to be. What? Oh, perpendicular. Thank you. Yes. I got one on Twitch and one on YouTube. Thank you guys. Perpendicular, yes. So we need to measure one floor's height. And the best way to do that is to use walls. Without the, oh, yes, I got it. Thank you. Appreciate it. So we'll grab this guy, go up. And so that's it's a good 7 walls up. So we need to go, what, 7, so that's 28. So we need to go 28 walls up from that level, and that's where the top floor is going to be. Then we need to space it out accordingly, because, like I said, we need to get elevator access on both sides. So our level is going to be over here, so we can get rid of all the other ones now. So this is our center point for the 2. Oh, this just looks slightly off. Yeah, like that will be fine. So this is the center point for the 2. And we need to go, and this is also the height of what the road is going to be. So the road is fairly high actually. I wonder if I push it down a bit. Let's, you know what, let's make a note here. So 7 walls high per BP. Well, caps all the way. 7 walls high per blueprint. because I don't want to build this massive base because there's no real reason for it. The only thing that the base is going to do is it's going to take the pipe from there. The pipe's going to come through like this and then link up here. It's going to go into the base, split up into 4, and the elevator will start at the base and then go up. So let's, like, I think, let's take it down a notch. So this is the lowest. Well, I think I've got retaliation on for the animals. Let's put them on aggressive, because I usually when I go into my my creative world to build like different blueprints and testings, I always put them on passive or retaliatory. But in my main save, they need to fight back if they want to. Yeah, big boy. You want one more? So the question is, I think if we start, like I think our first blueprint should start not at that level, probably at that level. Or, I don't know, what, hold on. So I'm just trying to visualize this while I'm verbalizing what I'm visualizing. So the pipes will come into this point at this height more or less. We'll have a double logistics floor because there isn't really much going to happen in the logistics floor. It's just one pipe goes into 4 and then 4 pipes goes up. Then we can, so logistics floor, this is the base. So the first foundation, first blueprint is going to be on this one. And then from here, so this is road level. So let's turn this into, we'll turn this into tarmac, or what's this, asphalt? There we go. Verbalization, yes. Mixing up verbalize and then visualize. Alright, so there's our road. This is where the road's gonna end up. Yeah, this is the road. This is the starting level for the foundation. So let's widen this just a little bit. Alright, let's get the width of 2 blueprints. Or 1 blueprint, so we can just figure out how far apart they're gonna be. So let's just get this guy right here. And this guy can then load fuel tower test. The one thing we're missing actually is we need to have another pipe that goes up, or another pipe connection rather. And I think what we'll probably do is just connect these guys together. So I think the other pipe might just go right next to it all the way up and then turn at the top and go down again. So I think if we add another one of those right here, that should be good. And we also need to save this red color, so these ones are now the correct color. Okay, let's do another one of those. Where's the straight? There we go. And then this one, hopefully, will be right next to it. Ooh, we're gonna have to eyeball this bad boy a bit. Not exactly what I wanted to do. Shit, you know what? I'm gonna get it right next to that one. Probably the best way to do that is gonna be to do a blueprint of it already the way that we want it to be. So we'll grab this little guy. Probably should have done this ages ago, to be quite honest. Might as well paint it red. So we'll call this, was this a pipe junction, if I remember correctly? Pipe junction, vertical. Yep, pipeline junction. Close enough. Oh, I need to get out of the way. Go away! Right, so it should be fine. So let's grab that guy again. Nope. Am I blind? There we go. Hey, that's better. But then what I'll do is I'll do both of these. So we know 100% of these ones are lined up. Ooh, this is a slight problem. Okay, let me line it up with the... I think if I stamp it to the structure, it should be in the middle. Yeah, there we go. And then I'll... And this one needs to go, so that this one can be in line. The one blueprint can be in line with the other blueprint. I'll just have the two basically just go up and over. Okay, so we got this one. What's the pipe? Right, let's have a quick look at Satisfactory Modeler. I just want to double check something quickly. So if we go over to Sat Modeler, we're going to be pushing up. Oh, it's only 208. We don't have to worry about anything else. Because no, hold on. It needs to be a 600. No, sorry. We're doing 208 in total for these guys, and they're only going to be using like a very little, and they're maxed out on their power shards. So we're pushing up 200, so we can just use a 300 pipe. We don't need anything else. So it's like this a hell of a lot of overhead. So we're good. So I was just thinking what kind of pipe we need to use here, but we don't even need to give that a thought. Okay, so those two are in position now. And if we save this, in fact, let's do it properly now because it's almost the final blueprint. And it's no longer a test. Fuel, let's call it fuel generator. Stackable 1 of 4, something like that. You can't do a slash, otherwise it bugs out the it doesn't accept it. Okay, so this guy's width, which will have ×2 because we're gonna have two next to each other. So we'll grab this little center point, so this will. Yeah, that's going to be the center point. So it goes out 29 meters. Let's call it 30 meters. So we've got 60 meters wide. Yeah, we've got a 60 meter wide tower. And then if we, so 60 meters wide. So this is what, 8? Okay, is this going to be even? 7.5. Nope. Right, so how far do we want to put them apart? The road is going to be, that's going to come up to here. It's going to be 4 on one side. Actually, hold on. So, because I've got, I've got pillars in the middle, and then 2. Then we got, so the 2 pillars, 2 out, and then another pillar on that edge. So let's grab this. So this will be the gap between the road and where the one section is going to be. So you see we're kind of getting very close to this iron node. Not that iron is something that I'm lacking, but also don't really want to build over nodes if we can avoid it. So we can kind of imagine like this is the inner, that's the closest part to the one tower, and then the closest part of the other tower, with the road kind of like coming in the middle, and then we'll have enough space also for the train if you want to push the train through for whatever reason. So let's just place a couple of blueprints down and we'll just see what it's going to look like with all of them pretty much in place. So we kind of have to work in reverse here. But the thing, oh yeah, remember we also need to go up because the top part of the tower is going to be facing each other as in lined up, and then the bottoms need to just kind of like twist out on their own. So that's why we made a little note on the side, 7 wall high BP. And since we're going to be starting on this one, we need to go up 7 high for the first blueprint is going to be over here. So that's floor number 1. We're going to be running out of power real soon, so I'm just going to grab some. Where is it? Then we need to go up another 7. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3. It's going to be the 4th one. So let's have a look here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the 5th one's going to be on this one. And these guys, when we place them, this floor needs to line up with the one on that side. So that when the elevators meet at the top, they'll be facing each other, so you can literally just walk across. That's kind of the idea I had in mind originally. So if we look at this guy, bring him out. Let's just line him up with this tower thing here. So it needs to go into there. So I'm thinking, well, let's lift it up with about 4 or 6 just to have a little bit more of a safety margin in case my calculations were completely off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now this one is in line, so we need to move this across. So the tower, sky tower, is going to be like more or less where I am at now, going across. So I think that should be that. That should be it now. A lot of guesstimation happening here. We'll see if it works out. One's gonna go there. I think we should be pretty solid. So this is going to be the highest one then. And then the sky tower is going to come through this little gap right here. So we can delete this little section. Actually, hold on, it's not deleted now. What do you guys give the percentage or like the points, like 1 to 10, that this actually works out exactly the way that I've got it planned in my head? So this one, from the top, I want them to, I suppose it doesn't matter which way they turn, as long as the opposite tower just need to turn the opposite way. So 1, 2, 3, lock that in, and just move this one down. To probably less than it should be. Hold on. This should just go straight down. But I'm going to confirm it because sometimes blue, or when you nudge something down, they go all wonky. Yeah, that looks like it's in the center. So this one now needs to attach to this side just to get the correct twist going. Right, let's double check the height. So around about there is the height. Right, let's place the 4 down. Alright, so we got a 15 degree turn going already. So this guy, let's get some light in it. So 1, 2, 3, lock it in, page down. I'm going to go more than I think it should be because I'd rather lift it up. Probably going to be easier doing it like that. Right, so this guy needs to go in the center and then height. Right up to it. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Almost looks like it looks like we don't have enough height, but we're pretty much spot on. Look, it's right. It's like maybe 1 tap down. Anyways, so let's see. We need to turn another 15. 1, 2, 3. Lock it in. Go down. There's this one here. Okay. I'm very curious to see if this is gonna work out. I got a pretty good feeling it will. The TT tower is growing. Like all modern TTs, it's slightly lopsided at the moment, but we're getting there. Squeeze this guy in here. Oh, I never lifted up. I thought like this is way too low, but I didn't lift the damn thing up. Beautiful. Gotta love it. I'm still distracted by Havana's comments to realize I'm screwing up. So we did slightly miscalculate the height, but I did add that margin of error in there. But it does look like we're going to be covering up this one node. But I'm not too fussed about that, to be quite honest. Because we're not going to be building much more at this area. As soon as this tower is done, we're moving on. Or as soon as this is up and running, basically. Right, so 1, 2, 3. Right, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Oh, yeah, I need to nudge this down. There we go. So it's very close to where I wanted it to be. Look at the logistics floor there. Like that's the amount of logistics floor space that I've given it. I think we're out by, well, we'll check in a moment. Hold on, is this? Okay, wait, we're slightly off here. This one needs to be redone. And I just need to double check the height here. Okay, that's good. Vlad over on YouTube. Anyone excited for 1.2? Oh, when's that? Do we have any kind of like a time or anything to say when it's going to be? Or is it just tomorrow during their live stream, I would assume? Or is there like a specific drop time? Right, so this is our road height. This is our logistics floor, and it's coming in just under this tower, so I think that's pretty good. Okay, let's go way back and see how this compares. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I wanted to do a single tower, it would have been double that height. Which could have looked interesting. So the other idea behind this, actually, let me get closer here. So I need to delete that measurement on the side. So what's going to happen here is, so you can see the tower is kind of like going out, 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 out. So it's kind of like rotating clockwise. This tower that I'm going to be putting here is going to rotate anti-clockwise. And then the idea is that the top section, let's get up here quickly. The top section here is where the elevator will pop out. So let's say the elevator is over here. So I'm thinking probably in line with these catwalks. And then we can have these guys kind of like go up to there. That says probably 1700 CET over on YouTube for the 1.7 drop or announcement stream or something. And then this one will go across. Obviously it will be a little bit more elaborate than just these guys. And maybe I'll have like even maybe a second one, because why the hell not? This one will also go over and link up on that side. And then this little section will be on that side, then we'll twist down anti-clockwise all the way to the ground. And then you'll have the two up there. But one thing I also want to double check now is if I go down to this guy, so the reason these little stubbies are sticking out, like I showed you guys earlier, so I can link them up with them. Oh, I got power. I need more power. Shit. There we go. Ah, damn it. It's just on the edge. Let's see if I can finesse it. There we go. Then of course if you go to this side, let's grab all these guys, see if we can get rid of them. Oh shit, almost deleted that catwalk. What the fuck's going on here? That's weird. I think it's because they were like walls and foundations here that it freaked out a little bit. I just want to get rid of all of these. And then this side will be the same story. Grab this little beam, and the beam is just going to be a guide for whatever else will be in here eventually. And this will just emphasize the twist more. Just kind of like more visually show it. That music reminded me of Doom, Farouk over on YouTube. The only thing they fear is you must resist the urge. So we could do this big ass pillars, which is why I gave it enough room. And these guys will go up to there, and then same story up to there. The only question here is how do you link these guys so they look kind of good? Or if they look okay, we just leave it as is. Probably needs some sort of overlap. Maybe I'll do like, you know what I can do? I can do like some sort of joining piece right here, just to hide the fact that they don't line up decently. So having these guys in here will just make it look a little bit more, make it look a little cooler. I'm just gonna do these two just to give you guys an idea of what it's gonna look like eventually. And then we'll add a splash of color in here as well. And we'll have to do the lights, but I think the lights are going to be a lot easier to figure out once we've got the majority of the structure in here. And if I want to, I can even add more of these twisted pillars. And you just need a point for the beam to connect that you can have on the same point going all the way around. So let's just step back a bit. So that's going to be the idea. So we'll obviously have a base there. It's going to be nice and thick. Elevator is going to come up from the lodge floor all the way up to the top, and you'll have these curves going around, and the building or the tower on this side will have it go the opposite direction, anti-clockwise. And then you've got the sky bridge connecting the two towers on the far side, or on the top floor. And then I think once the lights are in, everything's kind of like hooked up. It should look kind of interesting. I'll probably just remove those smoky things there at the top because the top one doesn't need it. And then it's a combination of adding color and light into this will just kind of like make it pop a little bit more. But yeah, so that's going to be up for the next stream. I'll clean up this area a little bit off stream at some point. Maybe tonight I'll just kind of like scratch around here a little bit just to clean it up. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. So everybody, thank you so much for joining me. YouTube guys, I'm gonna leave you here for now, and then for the Twitch guys, I'm gonna raid you out to somebody interesting. So YouTube guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you hanging around, and we'll definitely see you guys on the next one. So let me go ahead and kill the YouTube. All right. If I can find a button. Give me a second. I'm just loading up the page. All right, YouTube, cheers. All right, then Twitch guys, let me find you somebody to